Hello, hello, hello. No wonder you guys didn't put a one in the chat. I was like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you put a one in the chat? Thank you guys for being here. Being Zakora, Brez, Oro, Camp, me, DC Cop, D Cop. I'm sorry, I always say DC Cop. Michelle's daughters, Beans and Cornbread, Carolina Blue. Thank you for being here. The 185 and Kimberly Back, Red Vines, and Popcorn. Okay, thank you guys for being here. I assume you guys can hear me now, right? Okay. So it's been kind of really well, I haven't been on the YouTube streets much, but I'm gonna start with Rita. Rita did a live, and Rita was calling for me, and I wasn't around, and I got the word later on, so I was able to. Good morning. Is it Vina? Good morning, Vina. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Mike Lewis. Mike Lewis, I thought about you when I was setting up this live and that video that you wanted me to look at about those deworming those dog from some worms that I never heard of. And I was like, I am so glad I didn't watch that. I wonder how many people hit that link. You, Mike, you're I'm still like disgusted. As soon as I saw that the dog was over in Africa, I was like, I'm not watching that. I had a good laugh thinking about that, but I did not watch that, Mike. So Rita was calling me, and she wanted to ask me a couple of questions. If you guys have not seen Rita's video where she has my name in the title, I am telling you, it is worth it is it's Vina. Okay. Yeah, Mike Lewis, you're laughing because you know how bad the video is. If you haven't seen Rita's video, she is reading for the gods. I mean, Rita read for the gods. So you might want to go over there and check out Rita the Baddest Roaster video. And Rita was surely roasting in that video. So I haven't seen a lot going on the YouTube streets. I saw a conversation on colorism once again. I didn't even bother to stop by. I mean, wash, rinse, repeat. When the heat is on, we're going to talk about colorism. Okay. They're going to talk about colorism when the heat is on. Ness has had some very eventful lives. And she fell asleep. I exited her live before it was over, and I went back to see what was going on, and she's on the live snoring. So Ness, no longer say that you don't snore, because you were snoring like a big fat woman with COPD last night. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. You were snoring. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ray Black. I hope you feel better, Ray. Okay, let me see, what else are you saying? I'm so sick of that damn colorism foolishness. And yeah. Hey Lena, pretty brown eyes. It's just a deflection from being a weak ass bitch. It seems like when the plays get played out, when your hand when your hand is shown, I mean, we go back to colorism. We go back to act like we're taking something seriously that the bitches who always want to converse about it don't take seriously themselves. So there's that. So it was a bunch of bullshit about that. And it's only so many conversations you can have about the topic. But then you want to have the conversation about colorism, but you want to have Rico the brat on your panel? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Okay, so I saw that tomfoolery. Um, Lemon and Rico, not Lemon and Voodoo. They have been pontificating about starting their pages. They were asking all these questions. Lemon has asked a million people 5 million questions about what should he do. And Lemon, you should hit the live button. That's what you should do. And you should start your page. I told you this like weeks ago. Lemon, what are you waiting on? Start your page. Um, you're all over the place. And shoot, let people come to you. Hey Roxy, how you doing? Okay, yeah, it's not like really nothing popping off in the beef sector. I um I hear a lot of talk about have the sectors merged. It's official now. The sectors are merged and all of this type of stuff. And I'm like, um, I'm not really merged. I see some of the ladies when they come on other people's panels. I don't know any of the storylines. I'll go over to Mahia's and I'll, shoot the shit because that's where I can pop off stuff and make jokes and really troll in the chat. But I really don't know any of these storylines. I really don't know a lot of these people. But last night I had the opportunity to go over to somebody's chat who I really have not been to. I say at least 2 years. QB of the Midwest. So QB was talking with Max Boogie. And they say there's two sides to hey, good morning, soul sister number one, souls sister number one. And they say there's two sides to every story, and then the truth is in the middle. I don't know anything about Max Boogie, but I just know what she was saying. So she was giving a breakdown of certain people in the sector. Now I want to know from you guys. Now this is the first time of me hearing about this. Okay, so I like Coolin. I never had a problem with Coolin, but I hope Max Boogie comes over here because I want to talk to Max Boogie. I let her know that I wanted to talk to her, but I don't know if she knows that I was going early this live because I didn't know I was going live this early. But I wanted to kind of talk to Max Boogie because she said Coolin has a reputation of being kind of messy. Did any of you guys know this or have you peeped this? Coolin is, somebody I like to hear her read people in a calm voice, and I never really paid too much attention to Coolin. So Max Boogie was giving us a breakdown on some of the characters. Good morning, Miss T Velocity. You had a great show. If you guys didn't see Miss T Velocity's show from yesterday, I would highly recommend that you go over there and check her out. She had a really, really good show. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I suggest I recommend that you go over there. Not suggest, I would give it a high recommendation. And you guys need to look out for Miss T Velocity because yes, it was an awesome live. Okay. Hey, K Fed, how are you? That's what the people say about her over there. Okay, that's okay. So you heard that the people say that she's a little messy. Good morning, Jennifer. Do I look like a deluxe bitch, old Jenny? Okay. Oh, let me see if you can get Max. I didn't know you had access, girl. Okay. You're welcome. No, thank you for a good live. You guys are sleeping if you guys haven't watched T Velocity's live from yesterday. And I like the way that she doesn't jump to conclusions. She thinks before she talks, and she's not reactive. She's not on anybody's side. It seems like she's more on the side of being reasonable and reality and not falling into the games and all that type of stuff. She seems like what she is, a mature black woman, you know, and we need more of this around here. Okay, let me see what all you guys are saying. Hey, Stephanie Rose, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hey, Benzone, thank you for being here. Okay, Ray Black, it's nothing to forgive. You're not feeling well. I really thank you just even for being here. Hey, Queen Diva. Um, Good morning, V. Lenore. Okay. Good morning, Sonia. How are you? So, so yeah, Max Boogie was like giving a good breakdown, but here is something that I did not know. And I know that there was a fundraiser to put some money on Coolin's books. And then I know that Sweetest Brown, one of the women in the sector who I always see on Mahaya's channel, she hit the link and she was asked, "Did you put anything on Coolin's book?" And she was like, "Well, no, I didn't know." I think she said she didn't know the Cash App and she was about to, and this, that, and the other. So the whole theory was, if Coolin's your girl, how come none of you guys have put money on her books? So uh Sweetest Brown came up, and then IGT, Mahaya's wife, came up, and IGT was let down real quickly when she started to talk. So it's my understanding that Coolin's books were filled up that day, and that people looked out for Coolin from VS's petition for people to help Coolin out. So it was taken care of. But I didn't understand why it was expected for. I don't know these sectors. I don't know who's from the beef sector, who's from the troll gang sector, or whatever. I don't know all this. So that happened. So Max Boogie gave a breakdown last night, and basically, I'm if I get something wrong, Max Boogie, let me know. Basically, it was expected for that sector to have put something on Coolin's book because that's the sector she comes from. And it was also said that the first person that let any sector know was the community wall post that, what is her name? Room Shaker put up on her wall. And Room Shaker then came into Max Boogie's live, and she said something about it in the chat. And then she get the link, and Max Boogie was like, I don't know if they kidding or playing. And Max Boogie said that she looked it up. While people tried to say that Max Boogie was doxing her, she said it was already up on Room Shaker's wall. She was uncertain if they were trying to lull her into talking about something she wasn't sure of. So therefore she pulled it up to see if Room Shaker was giving her good information. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Good morning, Kimberly Black. Oh, I missed that live yesterday. I caught the replay, but I was truly entertained. Ronnie Q, I'm confused. I thought, yeah, Mo 3 sector. What did I say? I said Mo 3 and the I said something else. The Mo 3 and the troll gang sector or something like that. Thank you for correcting me. You see, I don't know these sectors. It didn't even roll off my mouth. Thank you, Benzone. Okay, so after she checked on it, she said it was a couple of days after that Mahia put a title up saying y'all should have known that already. When she pulled up the information that Coolin had been in jail since the 12th. And she said after the money was raised for Coolin and by VS on her channel, that then Mahia came out with a video saying, "Oh, you guys should have known that already." And I'm like, well, why would he say that? I'm thinking to myself as she's talking, why would he say that? Because that means like it seems like he already knew. And so, from what I get from Max Boogie, is like he was saying he did already know, but then they went into, well, how come you didn't collect no money for her? You already knew this, that, and the other. So I don't know what's true on what side. I just know what I saw. So I wanted to talk to Max Boogie about that. Max Boogie is she seems like a straight shooter to me. So that's what I heard about it. Good morning, ODS. Okay. Okay, let me see. Mo3 and Troll Beef Sector is what they are. Thank you, Troll Beef Sector. So I don't know anything about any of this. Like I say, I go over to Mahia's, laugh, troll at half of the sentences they're saying. That's where I get my little troll on, and no harm, no foul. Hey, Southern Bill. Good morning to you as well. So if Max Boogie comes over here, I'll try to ask her a few questions. So it seems like that's where the strife came from, and I don't know if Coolin is out. I don't know if somebody was also in the chat trolling, but somebody I was in. I think it was Nessa's chat, or it could have been ODS's chat yesterday, that somebody said that Coolin said those hard lesbian girls took good care of her while she was in there. So I thought that she had a date on the 9th to see if she was going to get out, but that's what they said in the chat. So you can't. Ronnie Q, we lost in the South. We enjoy the entertainment. Exactly, we lost in the South. Okay, so I don't know what that thing is. I know Big Baby and Queen 88 were allegedly real friends. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know, that they saw each other and they visited each other, and that it was said that Queen 88 chose VS over Big Baby. Is that true? Over somebody she knew. That's what I heard. And what I want to know is, have they reconciled, or have they can't come back together? So a lot of people were saying that they were surprised that Queen 88 would drop Big Baby that quickly. So you guys probably don't want to. Hey, Miss IKYFL. Okay, so yeah, so I heard that too. So I don't know how close they were, but that's another thing that I heard about them too. I don't know nothing about that sector. I just know when they come over here and they present something, I don't know none of their stories. I really just don't know. I barely found out that Mo3 was the one in Chicago who had that incident on the freeway. I recently found out that that's who Mo3 was. So I don't know anything about that sector, and I have no stories about that sector. I'm just telling you what I heard, and it's just I haven't merged with that sector, but it's content. It's what people are talking about. Bumsley Duddedick, Bumsley Suggadick. You should name your name to Bumsley Suggadick. That'll be much better. Hey, Fifi TV, how are you? I'm telling you. That would be more appropriate. You can't give some people a chance. Okay. I did see Big Baby and Queen on the same panel, and they were cordial, but I don't know. Thank you for telling me that. Okay. All right. Hey, Eve Dallas, if I didn't speak. So, So we're gonna move on from that. So it just seems like not much is going on in our sector. I see that Jay Dunn in Intrinsic, it allegedly Jay Dunn apologized to Intrinsic, but that was last night before last. But I'm kind of thinking that they might be mad at each other again. I didn't red ball all of Ness's live back, but when I left to go over to QBs to hear what Max Boogie was talking about, uh, the conversation was getting kind of heated between, well, of course, with Jay Dunn and Intrinsic, was thoroughly unbothered. But Intrinsic and Lemon, they had a little flirt session going on. And then about 10 to 15 minutes later, Jay Dunn was in her feelings and quite angry about something. I don't know. You know, you can never call it with Jay Dunn about saying a instead of an as a word can flip that bitch off. So I don't know exactly what they I don't know exactly what they were upset about. It could have been the flirtation, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I don't know if they resolved it. When I came back, Ness was snoring. I didn't red ball. So yeah, that's that. No, that's the end of the story. Ben Zone. It's a short story. I was in the bushes accidentally. I meant to say hello. Hey, I'm my try, Matre, what is it? My try or hi my try. I'm gonna call you my try. Okay. So that's look. Yes, girl. I don't know if the truce is over. Don't quote me, but Jada was stirred up in her feeling. Sit right there next to beans and cornbread, because that's a short story. I know Jay Dunn and Lemon were going at it. Okay, so Jay Dunn and Lemon, for some reason, Jay Dunn and Lemon were going at it. I wonder why. When was Jay Dunn and Intrinsics on that? Last night, the night before last, Jay Dunn allegedly apologized to Intrinsic. So I don't know what the apology was about. And then Jay Dunn was up there talking all sweet to Trans. She's no longer, oh, what was she calling her? Insufferable, not insufferable. What was she calling her? Whatever she was calling her. She was trans again. So Mitri. Thank you, DODS. Mitri. Ness has been real sleepy lately. Has she? Okay, so uh, if anybody was in Ness's live and could tell me, is Intrinsic and Jay Dunn still cool with each other? Did the truce last beyond last night? Because I'm very interested to know, are they still on a level playing field? She apologized to Trends and asked her out. Always ulterior motives. Always, always. So what did Intrinsic say? Is she gonna fly her out in the whole 9 yards? What did Intrinsic say to that? Lemon was flipping out on all of them. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go back a red ball. My goodness, I didn't know that. Nope, Jay Dunn doesn't like rejection. And when she asked her out and she said no, she got in her feelings. So did she ask her out last night on Ness's or the same night she apologized? Because she seemed like she was cool when they were both on the panel in the beginning before Lemon started flirting. So did she ask her out the same day she apologized? Trends politely declined and said she's being courted by someone at the moment. Okay. I just want to know, when did Jay Dunn, Lemon was being Lemon, ask her out? The rap battle between them was fun. I done missed a whole lot. Oh Lord, I didn't even see the rap battle. Okay, this is on Nessa's channel last night, V Lenore. So I'm gonna have to go back and no, the night she apologized, she asked her out. Oh, so her tongue is getting a little dry. She want to wet up her tongue, so that's why she apologized. See, ulterior motives. Excuse me. Okay, okay, my bad. ODS said he's driving, y'all. Sorry if I missed anyone. Okay, so let me quit being bad. Yes, they're still okay, I guess. Okay, okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out on that. Okay, so okay, she accepted the apology. Yes, I know she accepted the apology, but she turned down the date, which was a smart move the other night. Okay, thank you. Now that's about it that I have about the beefing sector. Really, I really don't have much to offer up that's going on in the beefing sector. The link is pinned. If anybody wants to come up and talk about what's going on in the beefing sector, did I miss something? Did I omit something? Did you guys see something on Nessa's channel that happened that I didn't touch on? But I obviously did because I got to go back and watch it. Okay, Ronnie Q, you make Jay Dunn sound like a lizard, a lot lizard. It's been kind of dry out here. I agree as well. Okay, so okay, so now I'm gonna I went to Bless Watkins' channel yesterday, and Bless Watkins told me about a story, and she was like, did you guys hear about the over 250 something bodies that they found buried in a pauper's grave behind a police station in it's a county that encompasses Jackson, Mississippi, Hines County. So I was like, 250. Now I did a story last week or week before last about one guy in Hines County who was struck and unalive by a police officer. The next day, his mother filled out a missing persons report for him because she was very concerned he hadn't come home. And weeks had passed, weeks had gone by. The mother was constantly calling the police office to see if they had any updates, had found him, and she was always told no. Then come to find out, this guy who was struck and unalive by the police officer did have valid ID on him, and for some reason the police never contacted this mother. And what they did was they took him and they buried him in a pauper's grave in Hines County, Mississippi. Now, there are over 200 and something bodies that have been discovered to have been buried in shallow graves in Hines County, Mississippi. They're not all black people. They're of all races, black, white, alike, young, old. But the thing about it is, the police said it is not their in response to this one lady who I did the story on. The police said it was not their responsibility to notify the family. So now you go to the coroner's office. So different coroner's office have different budgets or whatever, and sometimes the coroner is the one who would notify the family. But in this one case where they say it wasn't their responsibility, but they were the one who caused him to be in the unfortunate situation that he is no longer with us. So it does seem like even beyond the corner, it is still their responsibility. But that's all they had to say. They said it's not their responsibility to report on these things. Okay, I heard about that. They removed that brother's brain. Listen, see, and you coming with me. You are coming with me. Over 200 and something people in a place that only holds 600 people. And they get the inmates to go out and do these things. And I'm going to show you, they put out a list. No, so the coroner came out with a list of everybody who has been buried in these unmarked shallow graves since 2016. And what I noticed about this list is some people had died 6, 8 months prior to ever being put in these holes. Okay, some of them had passed away over a year before being put in said holes. At one point, I think I counted 13 people put in these holes in one day. It seemed like they let them pile up and then go out and do several at a time. And when they were covering this story, one of the news reporters said he was wondering when they went out there to look at this the man who sparked this off, who was hit by the car. He was wondering when they took him out there to look at the site that there were buzzards flying around. And you know, buzzards have a keen sense and they can smell decaying meat. And they said that the holes were so shallow, they didn't even put them in a pine box. They had them in their medical bags. And additionally, they didn't even bother to embalm them. So, you mean to tell me that you got all these people coming from the medical examiner's office? The medical examiner is the only person who can know the cause of them leaving this earth. But if you get somebody put in a hole and then you want to make sure that there was no foul play, you want to make sure that you know, the story that they said, oh, it was a unfortunate car accident. Oh, you know, they had a heart attack. Whatever is on that certificate, you're not going to be able to verify because you are getting a bag of decomposed mush. There is no there is no get back. You're not going to be, if somebody, let's for instance, this is hypothetical. If somebody was knocked up all upside their head, you know, done wrong, limbs cut off or anything like that, you're not going to be able to figure this out by the stuff that they buried. What do you guys think about that? That's see, this is, you know, this is where I'm going with this. Okay, that's terrible. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh. Hey, Petty Boots. They didn't, they did not say if they did any toxicology or drug test on the officer that ran into this dude and caused him, not at first, but I think he started to drink. I don't know who you're talking about. I be wrong. Have you heard about the 11-year-old was just in the chest and he called police? The body cam showed that the child walked around the, oh yes. And yes, that was a black officer, and they initially fired him, but he has since gotten his job back. Yes, I saw that. I reported on that one as well. He goes in when he tosses back a few. I don't know who V. Lenore is talking. That's what I think, and that's what I'm thinking as well. I definitely think that as well, Miss T Velocity. Yeah, he's back at work full duty. Uh huh. Yeah, they say that it is big business. Hey, Gummy Bama, thank you for being here. Okay. V. Lenore, they say he went over at Mahia's jumping on his platform. Oh, you're talking about Lemon. That's who you're talking about. Now I know who you're talking about. I heard that he had went over there, and see, you know, I gotta stay on schedule. See, QB going over there to QB messed me all the way up. But it was like interesting the how Max Boogie was like, you know, laying down the information, but you know, because Coolin is really the only person that I know. And I went back to Ness. She was gone. I went back to Mahia. His video was gone. So I don't know if it's gone. And it was too early for it to be gone, like at his regular closing time. So I was like, where's his video? Is he going to come back? I remember a couple of nights ago, he had to close one of his videos and start up a new live, but it was closed up early. She's a drunken, overly sex bird. I wish her and Jay Dunn the best. Oh, oh, my goodness. I did. I still haven't even heard the one where she drug pizza. I still haven't heard that. Good morning, Coffee. Miss Coffee. Okay, I want to show you this article and present this article about that story about these Mississippi people. Let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Let me remove this banner too. One second. Let me remove all this stuff so you guys can read with me or ahead of me or whatever. Okay, here we are. Oh, here we are. I'm sorry, you guys. 8 years and 120, I mean, 215 souls, the name of the unclaimed people buried in a pauper's field in County after devastated family members discovered that their loved ones had been buried in the Mississippi without their knowledge. Okay. So this is the pauper field. They put a little stick in the ground and they have numbers in the ground. So this is the field that they were, okay. So it said the unclaimed dead of Hine County, Mississippi, are buried along a dirt road on the grounds of a jail work farm. Their graves are marked with just metal rods and a number. Every few months, inmates dig graves and add a new body to the hundreds already buried in unkept plots. Okay, let me see. Let me get down to some other stuff that I really wanted you to see. I'm gonna drop the link so you guys can have this as usual. The families would have gladly claimed their loved one's body and given them a proper funeral. Instead, they say that the paupers' burials left them traumatized and damaged their trust in their government. Okay, so blame for the botched case has fallen primarily on the county coroner's office. The Jackson Police Department said each agency is pointing fingers at the other. Meanwhile, other families are left wondering if their missing loved ones were also given pauper burials in the desolate stretch of land beyond a horse stable and a scrapyard. Can you imagine that? And the kicker is the state is trying to charge these people money to actually exhume these bodies. They don't want to exhume these bodies unless the families pay them. Get that, catch that. Okay. Let me see. In an effort to help families answer, NBC News is publishing a list of the pauper burials since 2016. The list was provided by the county coroner's office in response to a public records request. The office said in an email that it did not have a list of those buried earlier. Records before 2016 could not be located. So, in other words, they could be many more in who are out there. Okay, NBC News is only sharing a person's name, gender, race, date of death, age at death, and the date of burial. Okay. It only includes adults and does not include the names of 9 people whose unclaimed bodies were designated to designated in recent months for the burial. So it's still 9 people that they were just about to put out there too. They're not able to confirm the accuracy of the information on the list. So it may include misspelling or other errors. And they removed the names of the people who had already been found unalived in these graves. So their names were on the list. Okay, so they had They had this man ID, and they still did this to him. So January 15th, we had one, two, three, four people in there. The 23rd, okay, it's 1 year. It's 11 pages of this stuff. It's 11 pages of this stuff. From age 62, 64, 66, 58, 42, 70, 59, 50, 60. Okay, let me find. I think it's on page 11 where I want to go. Where they buried so many people on this one day, November 24th. Here it is. I think it's November 24th. Okay, so November 24th, we have one, two, three, four, five, six. We had six people put in there on November 24th, but there's a February date. I think it's more than that. Um, Here's the February date I was looking. February 24th. Okay, February 24th, we have one, two, three of last year. Okay, February 24th of last year, and the person allegedly died, passed away. And wait a minute. Okay, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Oh shit! I done lost count. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. We ended at Josephine. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, we still counting on February 24th. 13 people. 14 people on February 24th of last year were put in these holes. They do them July 14th. We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. You see what they're doing? I mean, if you go through this list of people, you will see that they take them out, uh a, 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 a wide number of people, and then they put them in these plots, numerous at a time. Here we go. So there's the link to the story. You can review that on your own time if you would like, and find out and look at what they're doing. Okay, that's the link to the story. So I want to see, what do you guys think about that? They have no excuses. They're saying that the police department said it was not their responsibility to notify the families. That is what the police department said, even when a police officer unalived somebody by striking them with a car in his police car. They still said that it wasn't their responsibility. And you see, the article said that the coroners found pointing their finger at the police department, and the police department said the coroner should have notified. However, this one guy who was struck by the police officers, uh, his uncle was unalived by the police, and they have a lawsuit going on with them, and the family believes that this is some type of retribution for the legal things that are going on with their family. Hold on one second. Okay, I apologize. I'm back. Okay. Those families should sue and get the police department all fired. How would they like it if they lost family members and they weren't notified? I don't know if that made sense, but it's BS. Yes. Good morning. Obviously, uh, they need the feds in there, but I really don't have that much trust in anybody given enough of a F to even send federal agents in there to get to the bottom of this because this is ludicrous. The South has a few places like this, and it's honestly very disturbing on so many levels. Exactly, because and just for them to say it wasn't my, that's all they have to say about it. It's not my responsibility to do that. You know, I mean, come on. Have you heard about what they call the Center Street Earthers? I watched it on Reopen the Case Foundation. Somebody sent me. I'm glad all those people. Yes, 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 yes. All these people, uh, in this one small town, very few people, and so many b- black men have come up unalived. Granny Love, I miss what you're saying. I miss what you were saying, Granny Love, because I was on the other page. Shoot, yeah, I got some more stuff for you. Granny Love, can you tell me what you're talking about that happened on the Texas? Because I haven't heard anything that happened on the Texas highways. Yeah. Good morning, Nicole Judge. Thank you. Okay. No, Ronnie Q. He was on this morning under his other page. Oh, okay, okay. So that's what happened. Okay. Yes, Big Gas Man. I definitely heard about it. I had I before they found all of those 200 and some bodies, the story first started to leak out when they found out that the a cop had hit a pedestrian, and the parents had put a missing person report out, and the mother kept checking and checking and checking, and they had did the same thing to him. They had put him in a pauper's grave. He had ID on him. They did not tell the mother anything, but they put him in this grave now. And what's so dubious about this whole situation is they just said that he was hit by a car, and then they waited 6 or 7 months before they actually told the mother where he was. And they are putting these bodies there without without brain freeze, embalming them. They're putting them in there. So 7 months a body in the Mississippi heat underground, in a, not even in a pine box, in a morgue bag. What is that body gonna do when you pull it back up? So only thing you can do is take their word, because you can't have no independent autopsy done, even if you could afford it. Child, it's a lot. Yeah, that's the one, very disturbing. Yes, it is going over all over the place. Yes, in Virginia. You guys look up the one in Virginia. I don't have the link pinned. Um, they was wearing all races and creeds. I mean, what type of world are we living in? Yes, all types. What is going on? So very sad for the victims and families and the victim's family. It's like post Civil War days. Okay, so that's an update. That's one update that I wanted to give you guys. And Here is another update that I want to give you. So let me remove this comment. I told you guys that I told you guys about this in Chicago. They are planning to give migrants who have crossed the border $9,000 to set them up in apartments, and they are also looking to give them things to furnish these apartments to make these places home for them. $9,000. I forget how much it would cost them altogether, but let me put up my disclaimer. I am going to play this. I definitely need to put up my banner because I am going to play this under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, which allows for fair use purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, and teaching, scholarship, and research. So, okay, let me share this with you guys what they are going to be doing in Chicago for immigrants who have not paid any tax dollars over here. And yeah, this is what they're going to do for them. Okay, let me share my screen. Illinois provides $9,000 in rental assistance to migrants seeking temporary housing. Okay, so you guys see this, and I'm going to put my banner back up when I play the video. Let me put my banner up so I can play this video so you can hear it. Okay, here we go.
Christina Pasion Zayas, the city's first deputy chief, had this to state about the crisis that is impacting Chicago residents. This week, 41 buses have arrived in Chicago, bringing the total number of migrants in shelters to 11,000, with 4,000 of those sleeping on police station floors and staying at the airport. Notably, 30% of migrants in Chicago are children, with the majority of them attending Chicago public schools. Currently, the state is funding temporary housing, including rented apartments and homes for migrants. The state is providing up to $9,000 in rental assistance over a 6-month period, which includes assistance with moving in and a starter kit to furnish the apartment. Quote, the rent lasts for 6 months, and ideally, people would have to start their legal process, secure legal work authorization, and be able to sustain that apartment. And so the cost, or I guess the payment towards the landlord, is based on the market rate. It's based on the configuration of the apartment.
Okay, so I'm going to drop this in here. I just wanted you to hear a snippet of that. I'm going to drop this in the chat so you can also hear that wildness that's going on. Okay, so now I want to know what you guys think about that. There we go. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me remove this. Okay, my post didn't show up. There's the link. Okay, let me remove this off of here. Okay, let me see what you guys think about this. Absolutely a dang on shame. You're hot about it. This is a damn shame. We need to stop paying taxes. You hear how many of them are already in the schools, the schools that yeah, and they are in school. Okay, so you guys don't have much to say about that. Okay, it's BS. I agree with you. These are illegal. They are undocumented migrants from Texas border, compliments of Governor Abbott. And yeah, it's amazing how folks was angry with Trump, but this is what he was trying to stop: boards and fences. Okay, so I wasn't angry at Trump about that. I had a plethora of reasons to be angry with Trump, but you're right. A lot of people was, like, oh, is he inhumane? Okay, so who is this going to what letting this happen? I reported, I forget the number. They were saying they were processing in the actual places where you are allowed to file for asylum. They were processing something like, I believe it was 300,000 applications to come over here a week. So, so who are we going to be inhumane to if we let all these people in here? Is my question. Not for nothing. I'm just really curious. Okay, so I have one more thing that I want to share with you. Okay, where are reparations? They're being eat up in the tax dollar. I know, Ms. Diva. They being eat up in our tax dollars. Now, you would think that Chicago does not already have a large homeless population or a problem with the homeless, that they couldn't figure out that they could do that for their own for their own people who live in Chicago. That never occurred to them. Okay, so so I have one more story that I want to share with you then. Bear with me. Let me share my screen one more time. So if you think that is something, wait until you see this. Okay, here we go.
All right, so we're at 144.45 and 144.37. Halsted. I don't see any sheriffs here at all. No sheriffs here. And they boarding these apartments up. There's still people in these apartments. There's people living here with their kids. Section 8 is paying their rent still. And they is putting these people out their house or boarding them up. Harvey is not the sheriffs. Harvey has no control over this. They're not the sheriffs. Y'all is here with no sheriffs. Y'all boarding people up in their cribs. I'm calling the news. I'm calling the lawyers. This is so wrong on so many levels. Y'all can't do this. Y'all not the sheriffs. Y'all don't have the right. There's old people living here. There's people living here with their kids. That Section 8 is paying their rent still. And y'all is boarding people up in their cribs. They boarding people up in their houses. Oh, yeah. There's an old man boarded up in this apartment right here. There's someone still in this apartment. How he going to get out? How is he going to get out? They think Harvey police is allowed to do this. They are not the sheriffs. All right, so we're at 144.45 and 1.
Okay, so you heard that right. The sheriff didn't come to evict them. The local police department came out there. Come to find out that 4 to 7 of these units had people actually in them. One senior lady who could barely walk was in there. One lady who was stricken with cancer could barely walk, and the owner hired some people to come and board up these apartments. They didn't care that people were inside these apartments. They came and they boarded up these apartments, and with these old people living in these apartments. This is in Harvey, Illinois. That's right next door to Chicago. So and you hear her say, "You guys aren't the sheriff," because only the sheriff can do a on-site eviction. So it was illegal. So okay, now let me I'll show you what the city of Harvey had to say in response to this. And I will show you the contrast in you seeing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to show you. Damn it, I closed it. Okay, I wanted to show you the other Instagram message where that guy who was standing up on the catwalk, his uncle was in there. And when they actually went into his uncle's apartments, they pried the wood off of the uncle's apartment, and they went in to ask him if he was okay. And he was like, yeah, they had me locked in. They took the doorknobs off of the place so they could get the plywood up there. And they had to be rescued out of their own apartment. Now, this apartment wasn't cluttered, wasn't dirty, wasn't filthy. It wasn't like a nasty, dirty. We've seen worse on YouTube and motherfuckers dancing around. So wasn't dirty, wasn't filthy. Then they went to the other old. You'll see her. Okay, let me show you what how the news reported this and what the state had to say about this. The city had to say about this. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure you guys can see me. Okay, you can see me. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Went up on the units at this apartment complex.
Some shocking videos circulating on social media tonight show some Harvey residents boarded up into their own apartments as crews tried to close up a condemned building. They are able to open their doors once again, but there are questions tonight about how this happened exactly. CBS 2's Sarah Maki is looking into it for us tonight.
These are the boards that went up on the units at this apartment complex. Some of those units unoccupied at the time, but some, like this one, still had residents inside. Here, it was a mother and her 2 young kids. Using whatever tools they can find, a community activist breaks down the boards on this Harvey apartment complex, searching for anybody who might be trapped inside. Ultimately, there is nobody in this unit, but it's a panic that community members have felt for the last 24 hours.
There's still people in these apartments.
Rudolph Williams shows us the handles to his screen door, broken off by construction crews as they boarded up his apartment Friday afternoon. The 73-year-old unaware he was being trapped inside.
I'm used to the noise when they started to do some construction sometime. Didn't pay really that much attention after a while. I sort of drowned it out,
Yeah, this man been boarded up inside this apartment.
Williams's nephew capturing these videos from the other side, showing crews ignoring their pleas to take the boards down, telling them of the people trapped inside.
They walked right past me. I said, can y'all come aboard this window? There's a person inside it. He just looked at me and kept on walking.
I had to push my kids out the window, and like right now, my son he's scraped up. My little one, his face scraped up. It's kind of bad.
We talked with another resident, Aces Price, who didn't want to be on camera, but says she was asleep when the boards went up, escaping their ground floor apartment through a back window. Both Price and Williams tell us they used Section 8 vouchers and had already paid their rent for the month.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
We tried calling the building's owner, RFN, but got a voicemail message. Harvey police tell us the city has been contacting building owners since October about unsafe conditions, specifically referencing this collapsed stairwell. Harvey police acknowledge nobody was evicted prior to the boards going up, saying property owners boarded up the complex while their officers performed several inspections and wellness checks at the property.
This should never have happened and should never happen again.
Residents tell us they would like to move out, but some of them don't have a place to go or the.
Okay, so yeah, that's what happened over in Illinois. But they have money to spend $9,000 to give to undocumented migrants to live somewhere. And oh God, okay, I closed the story out. Okay, the building, the city has been talking to the 2 owners of the building, a Mr. Patel and a Mr. Chow. Patel, that sounds Indian. Mr. Chow, that sounds like someone from China. Okay, so they've been talking to them, and they told them that they would have to have an engineer come out because you saw that stairwell had fallen down. They told them that they would have to have an engineer come out and do many upgrades on that building. Okay, and then they said that they were going to give them 2 weeks. So then again in December, the city comes back and says that, well, we have been working with them to get the building upgraded, but we gave them until October. But city, it is January now. So what did you do to how come when you found that it wasn't fit to live in, and you gave them an extension in October, why didn't you let the residents know that they didn't have to pay their November and December rent, and maybe they could have had Section 8 is going to take a long time for them to find a place anyway. But at what point did you realize that the building was in such bad shape that you still had people, poor people, living in there, paying out their money? They also said that beyond the building's condition, trash wasn't being picked up around there. It was stuff everywhere, and then they complained about you know unlawful activity going on in and around the complex. Well, it seems like the city police officers were available to be there when it came time to kick these people out. So is it the residents' job to police the building, or is it those same city police officers' job to make sure that illegal activity is not going on there? So it's a whole lot of hoopla, a whole lot of word games, whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Now, it still has not been resolved. It just happened on the 5th. This happened on the 5th, early morning hours of the 5th. So now, what do you think about them giving $9,000 to immigrants for 6 months so they can get themselves on their feet? Now, what do you think? Now, what can what now? What I bet you a nickel. I bet you that Mr. Chow and Mr. Patel is waiting on that government money to fall down so they can fix that place up. And guess who's gonna be moving in? Guess who's gonna be moving in? Guess who they're gonna all of a sudden find housing for? I have somebody backstage. 1 second. Amala?
Hey, Ronnie Q.
Hey, I can barely hear you. You're a little low. What's going on, girl?
I'm good. I'm sick, but I'm so pissed off. Excuse me. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. I am so pissed off. Oh my God. Are you telling me that they giving these? Can I curse?
Yes.
Baby, they giving these motherfuckers $9,000. Let me tell you something. Stop calling these motherfuckers migrants. They're illegal immigrants, god damn it. They illegal. They didn't put in on a fuck thing in this country. Stop being goddamn nice to these motherfuckers. They're not of us. They don't belong here. They're invaders. They goddamn illegal aliens. That's first of all. Second of all, how dare you take my motherfucking tax dollars and give it to some motherfuckers that didn't put in on shit? I'm so mad.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. Hold on 1 second. And let me tell you something. Mr. Chow and Mr. Patel probably got some money to be able to buy the place in the first freaking place.
Right.
Trust and believe.
Motherfuckers do. They block us. You know the banks get goddamn kickbacks for keeping black folks from buying property. That's
Right.
number one. So when you go in there to get you a loan from your local friendly neighborhood bank, the bank says no, and the government goes, here you go. Thank you for denying that nigga a loan. That's what happens. So these motherfuckers come up in there and buy up all the property and block us out. That's how they getting this shit.
And they are getting money if they do some type of business, and it's easier for them to get loans. They make it easy for them. Some of them don't even have to pay interest on their loans.
That's right.
See, this is the crazy part. That this is the insanity about this whole situation, is that they put them in positions to stride, and they put us in position to fail. See, now these people have been sitting in this place, which should have been condemned long time ago. You mean the stairwell fell down and y'all still didn't condemn the people? Talking about we gave them a 2 weeks extension. Well, prior to it falling down, it was in condemned status, because it just didn't get in condemned status that one day when the stairs fell down. It was in condemned condition many months and days, probably years before that. Like, are you kidding me? And the simple, I'm telling you. Now, they came through without the sheriff, and they called the management company, and they got that answering services. And then the management company called them back and said that they had not been working for that owner since, coincidentally, October. So when they were told that they had to shut the building down, then the management company is no longer handling that business. But you're gonna manage a condemned building until the wheels fall off. They was getting their fee too until the wheels fell off this management company. They not out of the woods talking about, oh, we no longer manage that company. You managed it till the wheels fall off and didn't do nothing. What you managed? You didn't manage to go over there and pick up trash around there to fix anything in there. You didn't manage to do nothing but to collect rents and let people of color and live in squalor. And then
Don't
after
say
the man,
don't use that.
You're right. Black people and Mexicans, because black people and Hispanic, because there's a difference. Ain't no people of color. See, they are them. And when they together, they don't include themselves with us. They only include themselves with each other. You right about that POC. But I'm just saying that non-white people. Okay, so you right about that people of color, because we always all by ourselves. They never include themselves with us because they trying so bad to include themselves with the other people, the clear people. But my point is that they sat up there and they just let these people live in this type of squalor. Now, then the owner took it upon himself. You heard the lady say none of them had been evicted, but the owner took it upon himself to just send people in there, and you saw what type of people they were. They were people of color. The other color, the Hispanic color, was the one who was put all these boards up on the windows. You saw what people of color it was who was boarding up them people, black people, inside them homes illegally. But you mean to tell me you ain't got these owners of this building down there arrested somewhere?
Girl, look. Let me tell y'all what they doing, bringing these illegal ass aliens into this country. And they bringing them into so-called sanctuary cities. These are going to be the new police. These are going to be the new what do you call it? Law enforcement, the new military, any and everything you can imagine. They are the new it. And do you know these people are unvaccinated? These are the motherfuckers that have no goddamn emotional ties to you whatsoever. So it's going to be easy for them to throw you out on your ass. It's going to be easy for them to pull you over and beat your ass and arrest you on some bullshit. It's going to be easy for them to tell you, hell no, you can't come to this hospital, and hell no, we're not going to give you fair treatment on the loan. It's going to be easy because they have no ties to this nation. They have no family, nothing here for them.
And you saw what the brother said, whose uncle was locked in there. He said, I told him there's somebody in there. And he just looked at me and walked away. He probably didn't even know what you were saying. He probably didn't even speak your language. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. He probably didn't even know what you were saying. But he got a job but he got a job. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
He got a job. Somebody hired him to do
Yep.
this to you,
And that's the most
to your
money
uncle,
Right.
to your uncle who is paying money to the man who hired him. You understand how wicked this shit is?
It is. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the most money this dude ever made in his life. Think about it. You in your country making pesos and whatever else the fuck they monetary whatever they call it, and they come to the US and all of a sudden they making $300, $400, $500 a week. They hit the damn jackpot. These motherfuckers hit the lottery. Hell yeah, I'm gonna throw your ass out the
Listen,
pyramid.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If you give a black person 6 or 7 months where they don't have to pay no rent, where you furnishing their place, and where you making sure that they get a job, you think they a whole lot of black people wouldn't be doing better? But no, you're going to give it to somebody who ain't got no skin in the game. Black people fought and died for the rights that these motherfuckers just come right, walk in on, and look down on you. And then they look down on you.
We have been asking for this for centuries. All you need to do is just leave us the fuck alone. You ain't even got to give us a dime. We make it. We always make a way. But here we are today. That damn $9,000, you don't think that we can take that $9,000 and make a goddamn mountain out of a molehill? We can fucking tear some shit up. We can fucking get a whole motherfucking leg up, have a damn a palace. We can have a business. We do when we do it, and we do it well. We'll take that $9,000 gold.
They don't want us to do it. They don't want us to do it because like it's too many systems, and that's why they don't want to teach you about critical race theory. That's why critical race theory was the main topic at elementary school and junior high school school boards, because it's not even taught until the advanced college level, but they made you think that they was teaching it to your kids in elementary school. See, that's why they have taken African American studies, African American history out of a whole lot of schools in Florida. That's why they're banning a whole lot of books by African American writers, because they don't want us to thrive. They know we can thrive. They know we can thrive, but please, if same reason why they taught slaves the Bible, to let them know, well, your freedom's gonna come on the other side. You're gonna get milk and honey on the other side if you just endure now. See, it's the same trick. It's the same trick. We can't let you know how great you really are. We can't let you know all the discoveries that you made to make America what it is today. So we can get Diva One, we can get number 45 to say we want to make America great again without you.
I'm so damn fed up. And this thing, oh my God, now you done made me think about these people, the brothers buried behind the jail.
Well, it's all wait a minute now. I'm not gonna let you say that. It's all different races buried behind it. I didn't count them. I put the link in the chat, so I want you to go back and look for yourself, because it's a lot of white people, and I don't know how the numbers ration out, because I was looking at some other stuff, but it's black and whites, and I think some Hispanics in there as well.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. At the end of the day, the families should have been notified. And I call bullshit on it's not the police's responsibility. Yes, it is. It is your responsibility.
Now look at Trey saying they took Black history out of schools there in St. Louis. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. See, we
And a
need
lot of
these streets. We need to be in
yeah,
these streets and writing letters and emails. We need to fight back. You can't erase me. I'm not going to allow you to erase me. This is all this is.
mess free podcast. Hold on one second, Amalia. I don't want to interrupt you, but
Go
mess
ahead.
free podcast. Do you do a podcast with 3 other women sometimes? If you do, can you hit the link? Okay, go ahead, Amalia.
All I'm saying is this. To me, it appears like an agenda to erase us. What's
Mm-hmm.
the game? They want us gone.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me you? Oh, this is what really. I had an epiphany when they came up with this. Excuse me, I'm sick, y'all. They came up with this eliminating Aretha Franklin's song "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," and this is a little bit off topic, but it's on topic. When I heard that it went across the news wave, I was like, why would you want to ban that song? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they don't want you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
go ahead. We know why. Go ahead.
So I'm in my mind, I'm driving on my way to work, and I was like, wow, well, that's dumb. That makes no sense. You make me feel like a natural woman. That song is iconic. It has so much history behind it. And if you knew that she had a relationship with Lou Rawls and Sam Cooke, and I mean, you had to know all the dynamics that was going on. Her own father. I mean, and then you take this, and Glenn Turman was her husband. I mean, for you to say, well, we're just gonna ban that song.
But it ain't
Oh,
about that. It ain't about none of that. They don't
oh,
want
I
to, they don't want
know what it's
they do
about.
not want the black woman to be humanized. They want the black woman to always be on the bottom. And if the black woman is the natural woman, child, you know they ain't gonna have that. How dare you even think that you gonna say you a natural woman?
See, and you,
They ain't allowing that.
you right. You are so right. They want us alone, alone, helpless, defenseless, without anybody to give a rat's ass about us.
Now, Swirl Girl has a good point. Now that we know what's going on, what are we gonna do about it? That is
There
a
you,
good question. That
there
is a
you.
good question.
When we, I'm gonna use this as an example. When we know that they put out a movie that totally goes against our culture, what do? We don't go watch it. When we know that a politician is speaking badly on our community, we don't vote for him. When we know that a particular individual is doing something to smite us, we don't support them.
Well,
Let's
Joe Biden did horrible things to our community. Said if you didn't vote for him, you wasn't black, and he's the leader of our country. So that's not
oh
true. That's not
no,
true. See,
yes,
because
because
the
because
lesser of the two.
oh, go
Go ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead. I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
You no, I'm enjoying the conversation. I I'm saying it's not true because we don't support him. We don't support Biden. We don't support the Democrats. It's so many of us that have I've never been a Democrat. I'm gonna put that out there. I've never supported them. And the reason I've never supported them is because I saw 20, 30 years ago how they propped people up, black folks up, and supported them in things that made no sense, like welfare. And then when you try to get off welfare, you want to go to school, you were penalized on some type of back-ended technicality. So, or you're gonna lose your food stamps if you do this. You know, it was always something. The end game for them was we want to keep you on these programs, these entitlement programs. We don't want you to go out and do things on your own. We want to be your sole provider. We want to be your, i.e., man in the home. We want to be the reason why you don't need to go out and look for a job. You don't need to go out and go to school. You need to just stay here and keep taking our monthly supplement. And that's the whole goddamn thing. The reason why I did not like the Democrats.
And stay in the condition you are with not having anything.
Yes. That is why.
Without. Okay. Without having anything, never bettering yourself to the greatness that you are. That, I mean, see, they want us to think that this is what we are, that we're mud, we're nothing. Like, child, it's just a mess. It's really a mess.
On and on and on and on. It's just, it's so, you're right. It's a convoluted mess.
We have to start. Now, this Squirrel Girl, you are absolutely right. We have to start from the inside out and look at how others prosper through unity. I spoke about that on one of my last things. We don't want to tell each other nothing, how we got nothing, how to do nothing, how we advance, because we scared that somebody else may get it. And then we gonna start hating. See, we too busy hating on each other. We can't help one another. We gain something and we keep it a big secret because we don't want the next motherfucker to get it. See, that's where we at with it now. I mean, it is so ignorant that people shooting each other just for looking at him. I ain't like the way he looked at me. I mean, this is where we have gone. We have, fell so far down the rabbit hole that this is what we are. Some of us are killing each other, unaliving each other about. So you're right. You're absolutely right. You have some communities that only spend their money with their own community. And it is largely these Asian communities, these Persian community, the Jewish community. They very rarely take their money, or because they don't even have to, because everything that they want, they work together, build it up, and support one another with their finance. Now, people like, oh, well, we don't have enough money to do that. We don't. You know how much money the black people spend, the black spending power. They always want to talk about we can't do that because, okay, this is a prime example. Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire. I've been on her ass. She's a billionaire. And you got actors and actresses who have been in the business and stuff who are in tears about their pay from a billionaire who is in a position to pay people a decent wage. It has been put out that Oprah Winfrey, I'm not gonna say because Steven Spielberg is a producer too. Now it has been put out that they rented cars for them to drive to the set themselves in Atlanta, when it is standard protocol that you send a driver to pick up the actors and actresses to take them to and from the studio. But they tried to treat them so shisty. And Taraji P. Henson said that she was like, oh no, that's a liability. You got people doing all type of things. People don't know they way around. They looking at MapQuest. I mean, they looking at their phones trying to get somewhere somebody can run up on them and all types of stuff. She says that's a liability. And you know what she was told by Miss Winfrey per Taraji? Well, if we do it for you, we're gonna have to do it for everybody. She said, well, okay, make that happen. Okay, you make that happen. She even tried to tell her, like, oh, Taraji, come on now, girl. And she didn't say we'll just do it for you. But she even tried to lowball her, telling her, if we do that for you, we're gonna have to do that for everybody. You're supposed to do it for everybody. And on another thing about it, when they went to Atlanta, and when they were doing their reads and doing their rehearsing and this, that, and the other, Taraji said she came in there, and the one who played Sophia asked her she asked the girl who playing Sophia, how's everything going? And she said, well, it's okay, but then they ain't got no food, they ain't got no water here for us. And she had to call Oprah once again. Now, how you gonna act like you don't know that craft services is part of a movie? Craft services is always a part of the movie. Not only do you feed them lunch or dinner, but you also have any and every kind of snack. And if they want a piece of Hubba Bubba, it will be on the set that day. Like, why are we playing games? They didn't have no food there.
Oprah, I hope you listening to this with your funky
They
ass.
have carts. They have carts of food with all types of snacks, food, drinks, beverages, any type. You want green tea? Okay, I'll have it for you tomorrow. Everything. They didn't have no food there. Are you under? So we have it. Now, don't tell me we don't have it. This is my point. Let me get my point out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't tell me we don't have it. See, this is what we do to each other. Is my point. Go ahead.
Oprah, you fat, funky, nappy-headed Mississippi skank. Let me tell you one motherfucking thing I do know about you. When you had your motherfucking show in Chicago, did you not cater for your staff, which was predominantly whites? They had
exactly.
They was able to get their damn hair done. They had vehicles. You made sure they was able to get to work. You even paid for a couple of them to go to college. They kids to go to school. Cut it out, bitch. Stop.
Cut it out. Cut it out, bitch. Don't act like you brand new. Why Taraji, the biggest name, was the one who had to put it in your ear that you need to run a movie set like a movie set? Bitch, you've been on plenty of movie sets. You know how it works. Steven Spielberg has been on plenty of sets. So why did nobody think it was okay to fucking run this set like they run every other set?
We see you.
So why is it when the black woman is executive producing at Oprah, did they have craft services on your set when you was doing your reads for this movie Color Purple? Was craft services there 30 years ago, bitch? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, this simple type of shit. And then they hold on 1 second. They released the budget for the film. They released all this. They paid $1.2K for rental cars for what? You ain't never used rental cars, you had to take them back, but they put that in the budget, $1.2K for rental cars, all this miscellaneous stuff. But they had $100 million budget, but what they refused to release was the budget that they paid the actors. They refused to release that because they paid them so little, and that's the only reason they didn't release it. Go ahead.
Okay, Monique tease from this. It's given very much Monique. It's given very much Monique was right about your slimy ass. It's given very much Monique told the truth about you. You ain't shit. And you should be ashamed because you came from the mud. You know what it's like to have nothing. You know what it's like to suffer. And here you are now, a gatekeeper. You are
a gate. No. She's not a gatekeeper. She's an overseer. She's an overseer. She's an overseer. Trust and believe. Oprah is sitting out here telling Taraji to get your ass back to work. See, I forgot I had my little things ready. That's what she is. She is the overseer.
She whipped her and told her to take it.
No, you ain't got time to breastfeed your baby. Get back out here. See, this is what the actors are for Steven Spielberg. See, that's Steven Spielberg standing in there. All this cotton is the money he making off of all these black people. Why they have nothing. Okay, I have somebody else in the back. Let me see. Diva one.
Yes, ma'am. I just got one
Hey, how
small
you
thing
doing?
to say. I'm all right. I just got one small thing to say. For those that are coming down on individuals like me that said they're not going to watch that damn movie. A, I don't like musicals, but no, I'm not going to watch that
I'm
movie.
not watching it
And we
either.
gotta
I'm not watching it either. You know I ain't supporting that.
uh,
I didn't already say it, but go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
no, because I didn't heard people online and read how we need to go support the black person and go support the black business, and this why black businesses ain't going up. But you gonna get on me about me spending my $20 and yet still Oprah Winfrey over here ain't paying these people. But you
Mm-hmm.
mad at me because I won't spend my $20 to go watch this
I ain't
mess. But
supporting
Oprah
that.
Winfrey ain't
Why
paying
would
these
I?
folks.
Why would I support that? Why would I support this? Every day something more diabolical and scandalous is coming out about this. While Oprah Winfrey is sitting up there, Oprah Winfrey sitting up there in her motherfucking tower like this, and then while the actors are looking, sitting up here living in slave quarters. No, 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 no. I'm not
Right.
supporting that
You
bullshit.
still know how to evoke emotion, girl. You
Okay.
know how
But see,
to
Ronnie,
talk.
Oprah told what type of person she was when she first came out on her show. She catered to the rich white homemakers.
Yeah,
Look at her who she catered to.
the
So I already
Mm-hmm.
knew which way it was gonna go to. Tyler Perry. He showed you who he catered to. So we knew
Mm-hmm.
how it was gonna go. So I mean, I can't say people can't get upset, but I'm not gonna get upset at Oprah. But I mean, I'm looking at the actors because you patting them on the back. Why? Because they're a black woman that made it. But this same black woman is doing you the same way that that white man is doing you. So
She doing
you
you
bitch.
worse. No, she
But
doing you worse because she's sitting up here smiling in your face. You look at that bitch every time they on a press junket for that motherfucking movie. Every time they on a press junket, she's so uncomfortable being around these black people. She rubbing her hands and with this smile on her face and jigging her hands together, damn near tap dancing. Like, bitch, what the fuck you dancing for, bitch? What the
but
fuck
that's
you dancing for?
what
Act like a
for.
motherfucking adult who is fucking entertaining adult actors, but you don't even respect them enough to treat them like human beings. You sitting up here shucking and jiving for them because that's what you see them as, you fucking cunt.
Exactly. Exactly. Say it, sister. Say it.
And it's been this way for years. That's why I say, I mean, it didn't even go back and not trying to change stuff. They didn't even go back to this Cat Williams mess. I'm just looking at people like, okay, this stuff has been said for years. What is the uproar now? This stuff has been said about Oprah for years. Look at how she has moved and treaded and all the rest of that stuff. And now y'all upset. And no harm to Raji, but I'm calling foul, and I really don't want to hear you cry and whine and complain because this has been known for years. I mean,
Well,
I'm sorry.
let me throw a spin on this Taraji thing. I'm finna fuck y'all up. Do y'all remember when Taraji was on this campaign? And yes, Taraji, I'm talking to you, dear sister. She was on this campaign to get young sisters to abort their children. And
Who?
she was this my body, my choice fuckery. Y'all don't remember, it was only a few months ago.
Well, let me tell you something. As far as abortion rights, I don't think that no man should have the rights to tell anybody that what they can do with their reproductive
No,
organs.
that ain't
I don't
right.
how hold on.
Okay.
However, let me tell you something. I believe that more black women should have children. They should not be under this guise of why it is bad to have children. I remember I was somewhere out with somebody. It was a Mexican girl. She had like a little toddler holding her hand. She had a belly full of baby. She had her dude standing behind her, and she had two more kids. And then somebody in my family said, "Look at her with all them kids." I said, "What's wrong with having kids? She
That's
has a
right.
family." She has a family. What's wrong with having kids? See, they done psych black people up like it's a bad thing for you to have kids. And with as many, like only 68% of black pregnancies are successful and go to term with a live child. So we know about the Dr. Jackie scandal, where most doctors don't even care about the black mother's pain, what the black mothers is complaining about. They think that the black mother is faking. They just want to get off work. They wind up either losing their lives or the lives of their childs or both. So don't tell me nothing about this birth control stuff, because I congratulate and I applaud, and like they trying to do that little actress Haley. Oh well, you should look at her. Yeah, she gonna regret it, and he ain't gonna do this. He there now. You don't know what the fuck he gonna do. They trying to down that girl because she had a baby. Like, that's the worst thing in the world. That baby ain't gonna starve if he ain't there. She got plenty of money to raise that baby. Why are you poo-pooing on black life coming into this earth? You understand what I'm saying?
Under my voice, if you are of childbearing age, run out and make as many babies as you can. Have them, love them, raise them, and teach them to do the same. Get out there, babies.
I just want to know when somebody gonna come out with a video apologizing to Funky Diney, because see, when he called it and he said it, they wanted to cancel him. They were stoning him. They were throwing him against the brick wall. And a
What did
couple
he
months
say?
later,
What do you mean exactly?
You
What do
know,
you mean
when
exactly?
they did I watched a TGI Friday, and they was talking about I guess Haley and her fat face, and he called it and said the girl was pregnant. Them folks got mad and every damn thing else about that. If I'm not correct, I'm not the same person. He called it and said the damn girl was pregnant. Everybody was trying to counsel him and every damn thing else. And now a couple of months later, she had a baby, and I ain't heard nobody come out and say, Funky Diney, we were wrong because we were trying to counsel you for saying that girl was pregnant and all the rest of that stuff. It's just viral sensation. Is that what it would be called, Ronnie Q? Because a lot of this stuff that folks is making a big deal about don't make no damn sense to me.
But I think that they more canceled him in regards to them is because he said that the sister looked fat and she had a big nose and she don't look good without makeup. I don't remember the part about the counseling him because he said she was pregnant. Now he probably did say I never watched that because
it might have been the wrong person.
I can't stand Claudia Joy. But he talked about her sister. You know, they were a group. And he talked about her sister being dressing nice and not having a good body or not looking good without makeup and having a fat face. So I remember that because that went viral.
Okay. How many talk show hosts have you all seen that have made comments like that and nothing has happened? And I'm talking about them folks. And other this. I believe that a whole slew of emails probably went into that network, and that's why Funky had to bounce. But to me, Funky can't have an opinion. What the fuck is wrong with a man having a damn opinion? Everybody else got a goddamn opinion. What the fuck? I can't say you ugly. I can't call you fat. Whatever happened to the damn First Amendment? I call bullshit on that.
I do too.
What he want to say because everybody else does, and nobody does a damn thing about it. Nobody.
Yeah, but I do too. But I was just saying that it was the difference in what he was talking about. Now, okay, one more thing I want to hit you guys with. Okay, so now 50 Cent has come out. Now, I also want to correct something else. When I talked about this before, my last show, 50 Cent says that he wants Taraji. Somebody just said Taraji got 2 agencies. I heard that they told her if she wanted more money, she should fire the other agency. And she said that's what she did. But Black Swan is saying the problem is that Taraji allowed whites to control her money. And she has 2 agencies and people on, I think you mean too many agencies and people on her payroll. 80% of her payroll goes to wealthy white people. Okay, so what I heard her say is they told her to fire one agency and she got another one and she still didn't get paid any more money, offered to her coming in the door for any type of work. So what do you guys think that 50 Cent has come out and he said that he wants Taraji to drop her representation and he will represent her. He will put her in any TV shows. He will make a TV show for her if she don't want to join on. He got a couple that are like in the work. So he said he would even make something for her. He would put her in movies. He will make sure she get paid her worth. Okay, so when I reported on this story, somebody came out and said, well, Ghost said he didn't get paid what he's worth. See, I don't watch Power and I don't follow Power. I watched it maybe the first season and I don't follow Power. So I just thought that that was true. But I want to, and I said, oh, really? Okay. And then I even thought that Ghost was the white guy, Tommy. I when they said Ghost, I confused that with Tommy because I think Ghost, Tommy, white boy. But anyway, long story short, too late. Okay, that's not true. That is not who is trying to sue 50 Cent. Who is trying to sue 50 Cent is an actual, I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. That is not true. Ghost is not the one who is trying to sue 50 Cent. Here we go. Right quick, ladies. Okay. Let me remove this comment. Okay. Who's trying to sue 50 Cent? Oh my God, this is crazy. 50 Cent, his crown jewel power are facing 2 lawsuits by a man claiming to be the real life version of Ghost. One filing is for 300 million while the other is for 1 billion. According to All This Hip Hop, Corey Holland Sr., an alleged former drug kingpin whose street name was apparently Ghost, filed a $1 billion suit against 50 Cent, Courtney Kemp, Stars, and Lionsgate for reportedly basing a majority of Power's premise around his life without his permission. So I'm gonna drop this link for you guys here, and you guys can read it at your leisure. That was okay. So now immediately when I reported that 50 Cent wanted to be her representation, it was poo-pooed like he's not enough. But there is nobody who is under 50 Cent. People under 50 Cent is making money. So would it be better for a nigga like 50 Cent to become a mogul in Hollywood and say, hey girl, come over here and get your money's worth, as opposed to Oprah and Tyler Perry, who won't even let writers write his scripts for him because he feel mediocre is okay because he can skim all the money off the top by not paying people. What do you
Well, I'm
guys
gonna
say
say
to
this,
that?
Miss Ronicule. I'm gonna say this: hustle and flow. Oh, thank you, baby. Go on in there and get yourself together. Because we gotta get on the road. I'm gonna say this: hustle and flow. I think they said Empire, but I know hustle and flow. That movie, you can't. Hustle and flow was based off an individual in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm gonna say I socialized with some individuals that socialized with him. And I'm not gonna say a lot of movies are based off of characters, but I mean, it is what it is. People steal, people work all the damn time.
But they say
So
art imitates what?
art
Life.
what and with the 50 Cent, I'm on the fence with it because 50 is the biggest troll out there ever. And he loves to play petty games. Could he
But
put her
he's a
on payroll and make her make some more money? Yeah, but he's so petty. Are you doing it out of the kindness of your heart to see me make it, or are you doing it to be petty and mess with somebody and 3 years later I'm be back at square one? So with
but
that, I'm kind
listen,
of on the
I don't
fence with that.
wait a minute, hold on. That does not negate that he is a good businessman. Why do you think they have given him so many renditions of this Power thing, spin-off from Power? Now they have canceled 2 Showtime has canceled 2 shows that weren't doing well to come up with another spin for Power, and they are talking about that Ghost is coming back, so he may have his own separate show as well as him living in Miami. So 50's doing something right because they don't keep giving you all this, and he is like, look, if it can work, it can work. I think that 50 stuff is more in demand than a Color Purple 30-year-old. No, we're gonna make it a musical and we're gonna make it seem like all this oppression and all this being handed off to Mister after your daddy was on top of you and all this type of stuff was something to sing about. Get the fuck out my face.
Okay,
How you gonna make that something? You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. 100% Ronnie Q. 50 is a walking, living, breathing power. Okay? I think
Yes.
Taraji cannot go wrong if she links up with 50. I think that she will realize her lifelong dream of being the best paid, or however it is, whatever she wants. She would be happy. 50 Cent is a good businessman, and Power is doing so well because he is Power. You know what I'm saying? He was the drug dealer. He'd have been shot up, beat up, all anything you can imagine has happened to this man. He just stood on the corner slinging the dope. He knows what it's like. So of
But
course,
I don't even want to. No, look, that ain't his high point. I mean, he did all that, but his high point is his business now. Look how he turned that smart water over. Look how he sold that smart water and made all that money just from making real business deals. People don't want to talk about his real business accolade. They want to play him and keep him in that motherfucking dope dealer era. Don't nobody want to talk about black greatness
but
unless it's Oprah or Tyler Perry.
Man, do you know what it's like? My dad was a homicide detective, and I used to sit and watch these drug dealers on the corner and watch how they would avoid the police. You stand there and you gotta watch. You gotta be 360 degrees on your square, on your surveillance. You gotta watch the people you dealing with. You gotta watch the people you getting your product from. You gotta watch the law enforcement. You always watching, always watching. And in between that, you got to wheel and deal. And you got to work your way up and bob and weave and get yourself up to the top. That's what I meant by him knowing and living and breathing power. He is that person. He's going to be the person that knows how to deal with the movie moguls and whoever the fuck else he got to deal with. So Taraji can't go wrong. He's going to be the person that's going to make sure all of the actors and actresses on the staff or whatever he's working on, they going to be happy too. That it takes a person who's able to communicate and code switch on all different levels to get along. You got to be very skilled to be able to get along with all those people on all those different levels. It snakes all around, and at any time, he's taken out.
I get you what you're saying.
May I ask a question
Now,
real
Bubble
quick?
Butt. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask. I know when Monique was going through her stuff, and he offered Monique something similar. Or maybe I missed it. What was the show that he put Monique in and over when he said, "Come
It's
on
my
over here, Monique"?
understanding. It's my understanding that's one of the shows that is set to debut.
That's a good question. What was her? She didn't take him up on it.
See, I gotta have some proof.
She did take him up on it, and it's my understanding that is one of the shows, one of these spinoff shows that is about to come out. That she is one of the characters in there, a main character in that. And somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding she took him up on that, and she will be working with him, and you should be seeing her soon. Okay, but Bubble said you get rich off of the back of others without compensating them properly. No, because you do not see other actors and actresses being paid the partly little fee that these black actors and actresses have been paid. That is not true. And I'm not going to let any greedy motherfucker make me think that they have to short black actors to make money when they're paying their counterparts who are of a different skin tone millions of dollars to do their roles. Okay, so that's
wait a minute. Did that person actually say that? Okay, I guess where have you been like the last maybe 5 days with this Cat Williams stuff going on? That's the issue that's going on with Cat Williams right now, because his hand is the only hand that's in his pocket. Ain't nobody making nothing off of what he does. He's 100% over his own stuff. So that is not true. Look at Prince. Look,
now listen,
Prince, David Chappelle.
Now let me tell you something. Okay, I didn't know this either until I start delving into this 50 Cent thing. And 50 Cent has a studio in Shreveport. I didn't know that. Who knew that? Who knew that?
I
You
didn't
guys
know
knew
that.
that? Yeah, he has a movie. What did I just say? Same thing Tyler Perry got in Shreveport, a movie studio. It's in Shreveport. So yeah, and they had started making a lot of movies in New Orleans, and Louisiana is a big movie spot. Just like Georgia became a big filming spot, Louisiana has been doing a lot of movies because it's cheaper to make movies there as opposed to LA or New York. Now Georgia, they have a whole lot of production that goes on in Georgia. So 50 Cent has bought, I forget what it was. I think it was a prison. And he bought it, and it is now his own movie studio. So there's
So
that as well.
they're
So
coming to
50
America,
Cent is
part
making
two.
moves.
They're coming to America part two. That was partially made in Rick Ross' house. Coming to
Yeah, I
America
know.
part two. Oh,
Georgia has a lot of things are filmed in Georgia. And like I say, a lot of things are filmed in New Orleans and in the South as well, in Louisiana as well, because they have really opened up Louisiana to that industry.
So who's doing all the writing for 50 Cent? Do y'all know?
50 Cent hires his writers. They're not, he doesn't write all his scripts like Tyler Perry and
So
give
it
you
won't be
a lap full of junk that all sounds the same.
well, you know, Tyler is a formula writer. Because I write myself. He's a formula writer. That's why everything is the same. Because
Well,
all
you
you
know
get
why? But
formula.
you know why he's a formula writer? Let me tell you
Uh-huh.
why he's a formula writer. He's a formula writer because the people who were writing for him, the different TV shows that he had on that won awards and stuff, they the union came to them, and they wanted them to join the union. And Tyler Perry is like, no, I'm not going to pay you if you join the union. And he fired all his writers. And that was right when COVID came around, allegedly. He fired
Oh,
them all. And when COVID came around, that's when he sat up there and said, oh, I wrote all the scripts for all of my shows in like a week or some short period of time, and had all these scripts piled up on the top of his desk, and ain't none of them worth filming or anything like that. They said that Tyler Perry comes on the set and tells you you have to learn a whole 3, 4 pages of a new material on the spot, and he blows up and yells and screams at the actors and stuff. He just like out of control, just a whole out of control, unprofessional type of situation, because he refuses to work with unions. Because you know what a union gonna do? A union gonna make sure you get paid. A union gonna make sure you get your breaks when you are supposed to get your breaks. See, Tyler Perry don't want to work with no union because Tyler Perry want to have all of this money for himself. That's why I'm putting it
so
like
in
that.
other words, and I'm seeing something here with Tyler Perry. He a cheap motherfucker, and he's an abuser. He's an abuser because you got all these people working for you, and you decide when they can take a break, and you decide how they act in their roles. You get to determine the moods, the exchanges that they have. Bullshit, bullshit.
See,
That's
Black
why your
Swan. Black Swan is like, yep, the last 5 years Hollywood has moved to the South because it's cheaper to film there. Exactly.
and
And Atlanta
Hollywood.
is getting too high.
Hollywood is expensive, but Hollywood is about 2, 3 miles long and wide. If you guys, I lived in California for the last 30 years. Hollywood ain't that big. Holly weird, Helly weird. It's a bunch of satanic ass sick motherfuckers. And it's 2, 3 miles wide and long. It ain't that it's overrated. I don't blame them for running from this hell of a place. Get out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he bought the studio. Church lady said he's leasing the studio. Thank you for that correction, church lady, because I don't like to put no bad information out there.
But
I'm
at
glad I
least
saw it while I'm live.
writers. That's all I'm concerned about. he's
50
he's
Cent is
beautiful.
the founder of Sire Spirits, G Unit Films and Television Incorporated, G Unit Record, G Unit Clothing Company, and Cheetah Vision, along with Reebok is his Reebok, his cognac, and more. Thank you for thank you Machiavelli for all of that information. Like he's a real deal. So I think that it would be great to see him monopolize and come a mogul to be reckoned with. And I think that it would only be good for people who work for him.
Right. Keep it. Get rid of the group thing. And you can't really call it group think in terms of Tyler Perry because it's only him doing the
Yep.
writing. So I keep his own group.
Remember him and Oprah put their heads together. Now, Atlanta is cheaper than Hollywood and New York City, but since so much filming has been going on in Atlanta for such a long period of time, the prices have increased in Atlanta, and they can get it done cheaper in Louisiana. That's my only point. It's still cheaper than Hollywood. That's why so much stuff is made there. But
I think they should go to St. Louis too. Get to the Louis. It's cheap in St. Louis. And there's people there that are willing to write. There's a lot of talent in St. Louis. Get to the Lou and put some ads out and get some new talent in there.
well, yeah, it's talent all over the place, and I think we're on the cusp of something changing. Hopefully, this ain't New Orleans
Right.
from the bushes. It's Shreveport, where Auntie Nika lives, and it's up north Louisiana, close to where I live. Yeah, Shreveport is close to Mississippi, right?
Yeah, Shreveport. Somebody
Closer to Mississippi.
St. Louis.
Oh, I was going to say something else. I had one more point that I wanted to make.
Plug my home, no pressure.
They pay extras on movies $500 a day. Last time I checked, it could be higher, but that was in the early 2000s. 50 is smart, definitely. And so I just really hope the best for him, and I really hope he starts to turn this stuff around. And like everybody's like up in arms about the Cat William thing. Like Diva One said, all of this stuff has been out there, and just people just wanted to keep it a big secret because they didn't want. They really made a thing about Monique, and the fact that Oprah Winfrey still hasn't apologized, and the only thing that she has said publicly about anything that Monique had to say about her, and the claims, even after Lee Daniels said that they did that he was wrong, and she had fulfilled her contractual obligations for the movie, and it still didn't go good for her. He told her it would not go good for her if she didn't do it. Oprah Winfrey, the only thing she has said about everything that Monique said, it's not good to meet bad energy with bad energy, so I just don't deal with bad energy. Bitch, you deal with yourself every day. You bad energy. She tried to say Monique was bad energy.
You know what?
But she can't expound on this.
Oprah is the type of person and this same thing happened to Cat Williams. Oprah is the type of person that wants to, how you got some people and they on a panel and they arguing, and you got that one that keeps talking over the one that's telling the truth. They'll keep talking over them to overshadow and drown them out because they don't want the truth to get out. Oprah is that person. So Monique was speaking the truth, and Oprah didn't want everybody to hear her truth. Oprah, she went and deflected. Oh, well, Monique is difficult to work with. Monique has a bad attitude. Monique has a big mouth. Nobody likes Monique. Nobody can get along with Monique. That's what she did. So people focused on that aspect of Monique instead of listening to Monique, her trying to say, listen, y'all, this is what's happening to me. And I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't, because she repeated this several times. I'm here to make sure that this doesn't happen to the ones that's coming behind me. And look at what happened with remember Sidibe, the girl that was in the movie with her. She was the daughter that had
Gabby Sidibe. She even came out and said something bad about Monique. Oh, fat bitch. She even had jumped on the bandwagon. That bitch. That's why we ain't seen you running over your shoes in a movie since Precious. You fat bitch. That's good for you. Gabby Sidibe. Now let me tell you this. We're gonna change. We changing lanes now. Okay, so now we got to understand that Oprah is the same person who always push a whole lot of bullshit on the public. Let's not forget this doctor. What is his name? The Middle Eastern guy who King. What do they call him? Something God or something? John the God. John the God. That Oprah was all over there in his encampment, patting him on the back, talking about, oh, how spiritual you are, and oh, you make me think with her, I'm buying into it. Everybody listen to this greatness. And where is John the God now? John the God got over 100 years in prison for aping and molesting underage girls. But Oprah, how come you're not talking about John the God no more? Now they have footage. Google Oprah and John the God, and you will see how she is gushing over this man. And this is what this man was up to. See, why does this type of thing? And she they asked her, something about Harvey Weinstein, and she played it off. And it's too bad we can't talk about that. You can talk about it, bitch. You just ain't talking about it.
But she showed didn't have no problem slobbing and kissing all on his funky ass face. They said that motherfucker was smelly and fatty, had body odor, and didn't ever take care of himself. But he was up there molesting women on his so-called couch calls. This nasty bastard, and you kissing all over him. You was the one that led the women to his goddamn door.
Oh, okay, and let's talk about this. Oprah had those little girls in Africa being. Now, there is a black woman who is calling out Oprah and Naomi Campbell. She said that hold on one second. She said that because I don't want to lose my thought. That's why I'm telling you to hold on, because they coming and going. She's a black woman, and she said that she holds somebody who was very well respected, and I think she did call Oprah by name. I know she's called Naomi Campbell by name, because she said the first time that she met the fat one, Weinstein, that I think it's Weinstein. Yeah, I think it's Weinstein. Was when Oprah led her into a room laughing and swing. She was all over him, holding hands with him with a big smile on her face, like they were the best of friends. And that was the night that she was SA'd by Weinstein. And they kept on pushing her to, go over and talk to him, meet him. I saw a YouTube clip about this woman, and she was stating that she looked like she's a bleacher. She had on a bad wig. She looked like she bleached her skin, but this was her story. I didn't even know black girls about it. And I did hear one of the people who were talking about the island was saying something about that there were a lot of African girls there. That's what I heard about it, allegedly. That's what I heard. Yeah.
You remember back in the day, and I remember this very well because I was going to school in Southern Illinois. I remember very vividly Oprah opening this school in Africa. And she had decided, because people were questioning her. She had a studio right there in downtown Chicago, right there on South Shore Drive. And she knew what it was about in Chicago and around the community, all the people in the hood, how, we all struggling and stuff. She knew this, but she took her ass to Africa to do this thing with this school and give these girls this grand opportunity. And I put that in quotes. So we questioned her. We all wanted to know, why would you go all the way over there when you got people right here at home that could really use that opportunity? So what
I
are you
talked
doing?
about that.
Yeah.
She went to school in Tennessee. She's from Tennessee. Well, somebody corrected me. No, she's from Mississippi. That bitch. She was born in Mississippi, but she was raised in Tennessee. Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
Quit cutting
Right.
hairs with me. She went to school in Tennessee. Went to college in Tennessee, but Tennessee has one of the lowest
Tennessee
education
State.
system. Look at the Miss O, and you will understand that. So how come she didn't put some money into the Tennessee school
Exactly.
system?
Tennessee as well. Yes. Yes. You're right. And I never even thought about that. I never even thought about Tennessee. I was so busy thinking about Chicago at the time. So my point is, why would you take your ass all the way overseas to a whole nother continent? And a couple of months down the road, or maybe a year or so down the road, this big story came out, and it all of a sudden it swept under the rug. It was a mystery as to why this school suddenly was disbanded, and she didn't want to talk about it. Well, we're not going to discuss that, and
It's not disbanded. That school is still open. She the head mistress, she didn't want to talk about all the scandals that were surrounding the school, but
no,
it's still open.
that was the story that she gave, that the school had been disbanded and they weren't gonna pursue the opportunity anymore. And I kind of was like, whatever, okay, and went on my way. But then years down the road, it turns out that the school never closed, like you just said, and that these girls had been SA'd.
Now,
And
okay,
when
now let's move to the crickets on John the God, Weinstein, and Epstein. But there's a little YouTube video out showing how she was had that exclusive interview with Michael Jackson, act like they were buddy, like, ooh, you're so yummy, ooh, you're so cute, ooh.
yeah.
And then after he passed away, she then did that series with those three guys who said that Michael Jackson had SA'd him, even though, thank you for becoming a member, Connie, had SA'd him, even though two had sworn in a court of law that it never happened. Oprah still bought them on and to say that it actually did happen. Now, they had already said in a court of law this has never happened. But what is so, even if it's questionable, you had three guys up there, two of them are questionable. How come you still had to bring them up? You knew that they had testified in court. You knew he had been found innocent. Why didn't you just go with the one guy? Why did you have to do the story at all? Why you always preying on these other men, but you have zero? Too bad we can't talk about that. Yeah, you can talk about that. When it came to her buddy Weinstein, she gave them a quick answer and didn't want to go into anything. But you can pontificate on and on, do 3-day interviews about she makes me sick. I just it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, Connie, thank you. No pressure. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so it's a lot.
What I wanted to add,
oh, I pop your cherry. No pressure. Kind of me, how you do it? Go ahead.
Not only did she do all those heinous things, she did all of this knowing, and I know to be a responsible journalist, because she's still a journalist at the end of the day, to be a responsible journalist is to also know that the FBI investigated Michael Jackson and found him to be innocent. And I know damn well this bitch knew this shit. But she did it. She had these guys on there, these two suspect individuals, along with the one that we don't know so much about. And it was just some bullshit. She sat there and she held Mike's mom's hand and she talked about how she loved the family and how, they were so endearing to her. And then the minute this man died, she brings this stuff up all over again. Just trying to put the face of molestation on Michael Jackson.
Now, somebody said, Oprah said that Black Americans of slave ancestry aren't worthy of education because y'all only care about Jordan shoes. Reason for Oprah never opening a charter school in the U.S. of A. Now, and she only care about being a grubby ass bitch, grubby ass money hungry bitch who don't want to pay people their worth. Seems like, according to Taraji P. Henson and
In
Monique.
the words of Pee Wee Herman, so are
Now,
you, but
Now, Monique only got $50,000 for Precious, and Oprah was also an executive. Oprah and Tyler were executive producers of Precious. So this goes a long, long way. And I've never seen Precious either. I swear to goodness, I have never seen Precious. I have always said, I always tell people, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. But you know, why I don't want to watch it? Because why would I want to watch it after hearing the backstory be vomited forward? And then what would I be watching? I don't want to see a black woman beaten down, being verbally abusive to her daughter, who her boyfriend or husband SAs to the point that she has a baby. Like, what is the redeeming factor in that? I don't know nothing about that life. I don't want to be immersed in that just to see Monique's performance. I much rather see Monique performance in something beyond that. But thanks to Oprah and them, even after she gave them such a performance, they made sure she won't perform nowhere else. This, you know, like, this is crazy. I don't want to see all these misery movies and stuff. Like, The Color Purple was 30 years ago. Why do I need to see The Color Purple again? Is there any like oh God, it's just too much. It's just too
let
much.
me tell you something. You remember these books by Toni Morrison? This is why I have to take a mental break. I read Sula. I read The Bluest Eye. I read Beloved. Anything and all things Toni Morrison. I have read. Toni Morrison is one of my most favoriteest author ever, ever, ever. But I said, you know what? I gotta take a break because I am so exhausted on black women in pain and strife and abuse and domestic abuse and child abuse and slavery, and it's not even to get on the other side with the beloved thing. I'm freaking, I've had my fill. I need a break. I need a mental break.
I won't.
So I can understand why you wouldn't have seen they said you haven't seen
Choreo Lover, I'm not gonna watch it either because uh especially after all of this stuff that I'm hearing about, I don't support. I mean, see, this is what I got. This is my voice, and I'm just not gonna support that. I just refuse. The link is pinned, UNC girl. Oh, you meant the other link. Okay.
yeah,
No. I thought she was asking for my membership link. But good morning, LG. Yeah, what they say, Precious is. I watched Precious one time and wasn't impressed. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
also I said
Oprah
Oprah.
enjoys this.
You know what? I think Oprah doesn't give a damn. I don't even think she enjoys it. I think that she is so out of touch with the black community that she just doesn't give a fuck. I really do. I really think that she thinks that she is not one of us. She uses her skin color to try and pacify us and to make us believe or feel comfortable, which is how she was able to get with Taraji the way she was, with Taraji calling her saying, "Listen, what about these cars? Listen, what about what's going on the set? Oh, girl, don't worry about that. Oh, girl, see, she
Oh,
uses blackness when it's convenient for her."
as if she didn't know, as if she didn't know. But see, because if it wasn't for blackness, they wouldn't have to call about no cars. They wouldn't have to call about craft services. They wouldn't have to call about simple stuff like that. Had they been a cast of all Jewish people, all white people, all Asian people, they wouldn't have to make these calls. I'm coming in late. I'm just confused. Are y'all angry because of how the production of this film went, or are y'all in disdain because of the story itself? Good morning to you, Purple Peach. I have seen the story of it that I want to see. I am in disdain about how this production went from the renting them, getting them rental cars to drive themselves to the set, which is unheard of for actors and actresses on a movie, for not having even craft services there for them when they were rehearsing and going over their reads for the actual play. That is unheard of for the low pay, for them putting out the budget of the breakdown of their $100 million budget, but omitting to put in what they paid the actors and actresses. Obviously, they are ashamed of it. I don't see any redeeming values in the Color Purple that I saw for them to voice that. They changed it and they made it brighter. The story is the story that Alice Walker wrote. There may be brightness that she got away, but to say that just because they're singing in it makes the movie brighter, it's a bunch of BS to me. I'm not buying the hoopla. It may be a good musical. I may catch it when it comes on the streaming services, but I am not going to independently just go out and support this tomfoolery. I hope I answered your question.
I'm not. Ditto is all I can say. Cause I fuck that show and I'm not going to see it. Not interested. Read the book several times. That's all I needed. Saw the movie with Whoopi Goldberg. Loved it. Whoopi made the movie. And shame on you, Oprah, for how you treated Whoopi. Fuck you, bitch. And goodbye. I'm not going to see this mess. Nope. Bloop. Moving along.
Okay, so she puts me in the mind of the overseer. She puts me in the mind of a black overseer who's gonna make sure. I'm going to tell you one more time what I see Oprah as to me, because even though she is black, she is going to be the overseer of the plantation. She gonna make sure that you get your ass back to work, and not give you what you worth. And she gonna look out for Master Steven Spielberg. And while all you black people run around there and make him all this money, which is represented by the cotton, and he can
Are you
stand up
done?
there and be Mr. Important and be Mr. Rich, and then he can throw the overseer a nice little place while the actors, get paid peanuts, which is the equation of this slave quarters, while the producers bring in all this type of money. But it don't seem like it's going to work that way for this particular movie, because it seems like that's how they had it set up. But if you haven't heard, Color Purple has not been performing well in the box office. The last tally that they had after the Christmas week, it had only made $44 million, even though it made 27 million, I believe, on Christmas, the opening day. And on the the following the rest of the week, the total was $44 million. They spent $100 million to make the movie, allegedly, and they said that movie would have to clear $300,000 to be considered a financial success. So they don't predict. They said that the mass of the people who who were itching to see the movie, have already seen it and made a point to see it in its first opening days. And they have also said, since all of this hoopla, my mom always say, who is they? Who you talking about said it? I gotta quit saying that. They say. My mama used to get on me. Who is they? Who is they? Well, it's being reported that they don't expect it to reach that $300 level.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it will either. And I think for the very reasons that we have stated, which was so many, um, I don't think I don't think the black community is buying it. We're just not feeling it. And
Oh,
Oprah,
Miss Hummingbird, Miss Hummingbird. Okay, you're not an Oprah supporter, but I'm not sure she had direct control over those details. Okay, so Oprah Winfrey said that she is responsible for all things, and that's why she only signs her check. So I I see what you're trying to say, but I have never in my life of going to a set, seeing a set, or anything like that, have seen a set that didn't have craft services for the talent. I have never in my life of knowing about anything about a set or anything have seen a lead actor in a film have to. I've seen them choose to, but not have to drive themselves to the set. That's just me. I'm not saying it ain't never happened, but I'm just saying it's something I ain't never seen. So a lot of people would like to think that, oh, it's somebody else's job. Oh, that's somebody else's job. Oh, no, that's somebody else's job. Oh, surely she can't be in the details of all of that. Well, whose job was it to make sure that they got good pay? That's somebody else's job too. It's her fault that she didn't get a good pay. A lot of people like, well, she should have negotiated a better contract. She took the final offer that was given to her. I mean, like, she could have turned it down, but that was her final option, was to walk away from the film. So there's choices, but why are these the choices that only Black actors and actresses have to make? Why is this only an option that they don't have craft services? This is simple. Why is that an option on a Black movie set?
Mm-hmm.
With $100 million budget? I could see if it was the Hustle and Flow movie, which was an independent movie. They even I don't accept that to be true. I don't accept it. And why would somebody who is in charge of that omit that? Would they omit it if it was $100 million Tom Cruise film? Why would they omit that for $100 million film with a majority African American cast? See, that's the thing. You can have that belief, but I don't believe so. Let me bring somebody. I'm not mad at you, but it's just like I'm not mad at you, Miss B. I forgot your name. Hold on, Miss Hummingbird. I'm not mad at you. Diva One, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask a question because I was reading the comment. I'm sitting here getting dressed to get ready to take this girl up the highway, and I was reading a comment about the budget, and I just want an individual just to stop and think about it. Just stop and think about this one question, because this one individual applies to a whole lot of individuals. Just imagine you driving down the street and you look to your immediate left and you see Beyonce driving herself to her video shoot. And you see Beyonce and like 100 people behind you see Beyonce. Do you think Beyonce would actually make it to the next intersection, like let alone to the place where she's doing her video shoot? That's the reason why actors and everybody do not drive themselves, because it is a liability. Anybody can come out and carjack or cause an accident just so they can get up to you and say, hey, I saw who in this day and time. So, I mean, people make it and what's wrong with having a rental car? She's not the normal person.
That's exactly what her point, that it was a liability. Okay, but how is that Oprah's responsibility? Taraji said she called Oprah and Oprah advocated for them. No, Taraji advocated for them. Oprah is the one who was advocated to. See, Taraji came out and put that statement out after words start circulating about her having these emotions, and people start questioning, why is she so upset about her pay? And if you read Taraji's response, she said, I want to thank you all for listening to me. I'm glad you understood where I was coming from, this, that, and the other. She thanked the people who had also spread the word and made this go viral. And then in that same response, she said, with that being said, I want to thank Oprah. It is all because she had to say it. That's how I took it. See, she gave the real statement above, and then it was like, with that being said, It wasn't like, and I also would like to clear up any misconceptions that Oprah Winfrey wasn't an advocate for me. See, like we can't see through. I'm just saying, we can't see through the BS. We cannot see that it was looking like The Color Purple was not going to do well at the box office, because this turned a lot of people's noses at the fact that a black woman, a black producer who has so much power, did a black cast this way, misbehaving. Miss Hummingbird, whose fault is it? I'm sure it's not Oprah's fault either, that when they release the itemized budget of what they spent their money on, it's strange enough that Miss Hummingbird, that they would not release the pay that they paid their actors. So Miss Hummingbirds, why were they so willing to release how much they spent on hotels, location, and said rental cars, but they would not release what they paid their actors and actresses? See, because they can fluff over all that BS, but they can't fluff over the fact that what she said is what she said, and what she said was true.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, Ronnie Q. This is the thing. This has happened to a whole lot of individuals. I bet you Oprah was sitting here expecting that nobody was gonna sit here. I mean, it's just like, for example, me and on my job, my boss came to me in a situation, and to this day, people ask me, Donna, what was you thinking about? He came to me, and I jumped out of my skin. Like I told him, I put on my pants one leg at a time. I was looking for a job when I found this one. I'm pretty sure Oprah figured, wasn't well, ain't nobody gonna go against me because, hey, I'm Oprah Winfrey and I have my reach stretches out far. And Taraji came up and finally said something. Like I said, I give her props for it, but hey, it was said before. Now, don't undercut what you said, because you still got to stand before this giant yourself. But I bet you Oprah wasn't expecting nobody to come up and then to make it public and then for it to go viral like it is. Because I can believe she did this, and I believe she did worse. And my thing is, what is her cast members saying? Are y'all okay with being mistreated? Because I know she just didn't pinpoint Taraji and say, hey, I'm going to pick on her. I know she did the rest of y'all the same way.
I agree with what you're saying, Miss Diva. But let me add this. The irony of this whole thing is, here you have a play about Black women and being oppressed in all kinds of ways in relationships in society and what have you. And then on the back end, you got this big bitch sitting back here being skimpy with the pay. So if that ain't oppression, I don't know what the fuck is.
She wasn't expecting nobody to say nothing. She wasn't expecting nobody.
My point. So you're a big hypocrite. You out here trying to promote this. Okay, here guys, come out and see this play. It's gonna be a great thing. We want to bring light to the fact that Black women are being oppressed. We want y'all to know about it. It's gonna be an amazing thing. And then on the
but what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna pay to. I'm only gonna pay Taraji $5, and I'm gonna give Becky 20. I ain't gonna give Buddha and Binky and Tyrone them. I'm only gonna give them $10, and I'm gonna give Bob 50. Fuck that. Where's the list for the pay?
Well, let me ask you a question. You say you from Chicago. This is something I've always heard about. Well, this is one statement I heard about Oprah a long time ago. And I kind of had my nose turned up at her. And I'm like, okay, they only do that on The Price is Right. That episode when she sit here and you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. I heard she gave those cars away, but the individuals were responsible for paying for their own tax and tags and all the
They had
rest of
to
that
pay
stuff.
$7,000. They had to pay over $7,000 for the cars, and if not, they could take the cash value of what the cars was worth or something to that
But
effect.
see, you getting on here putting up a persona that you gave it away. See,
but the value of what the value that they were able to collect wasn't even equivalent to $7,000, because she had got such, allegedly, this is how I remember it, that she had got such a good deal because of the number of cars. It wouldn't have even added up to the $7,000. That's how I remembered it.
You see what I'm saying? Now look at that. Even us in our regular life, we go get cars. It takes some of us a good little mile, and we going to buy extra tags and everything else, because then probably taxes on them cars is high. So I mean, like I said, when that came out a long time ago, and I'll never forget that. Cause like I said, I be saying that about the Price is Right. These folks be winning these 2, 3 cars, and they jumping up and down. I'm like, you do know you got to pay property taxes. It was. I looked at her sideways. I'm like, really? You know these folks got to sit. Why you do these folks? Half these folks won't even get this damn car because they ain't got the $6, $7, $8,000 in taxes and tags and traveling fees and stuff. I thought she was shiesty then. But I mean, that's just me. I just wanted to ask you about that. The lady that's up here from Chicago.
Yeah.
It just she ain't been right since then. And look at the school. They said it. Oprah done done a whole lot of shiesty stuff. People have look. You know how people look at stuff and kind of overlook stuff because hey, that's Oprah Winfrey and she's a black woman in places. Well, she the black woman sitting at the table. We still out here in the outhouse. If the
Well,
woman is
Right.
wrong, she wrong.
if y'all don't
Right.
get his see this stuff, remember when the movie The Color Purple came out and how at the Oscars they didn't even give Whoopi Goldberg a nomination, and Whoopi was the movie. You know,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now we gonna talk about Whoopi now. Let me tell you something. Look at how Oprah did
talk about
Whoopi.
because I don't like
Look
Whoopi
at
Goldberg.
look at how Oprah did Whoopi in this production. Let's talk about it. Fantasia was wondering why everybody had people to study with her when she told Oprah something about it would be nice to work with Whoopi, and then Oprah told Fantasia she don't want to be bothered. Now it's been said that now Whoopi has come out. Yeah, she told her that Whoopi didn't want to be bothered, but Whoopi didn't know anything about Fantasia wanting to get with her. She said she was willing to work with her and all this type of stuff. Now, it came out on Christmas Day. So it's been a
I
good two
was
weeks now.
wondering that, Ronnie Q. That's the first thing I was like, where is Whoopi at? Where can you
Now
put
it's
a I guess put a link up so I can read that? Because I was wondering where she was.
Whoopi wasn't even invited to the premiere of The Color Purple
Are you
at all.
serious? Are you?
Now,
Oh my God.
now let me say one more thing. Fantasia wanted to work with Whoopi. Whoopi, she really got shut out. Now, it has been reported that you know, Whoopi has a cameo in the movie. Now, it has been reported that Oprah Winfrey herself did not know that Whoopi had that cameo until she went to the premiere and saw it herself. It wasn't even in the final cut because it is alleged that they had such a cantankerous relationship with each other that while Oprah had the approval of all the actors, Whoopi's character was filled under the extras position, and the director felt that the movie wouldn't be right without Whoopi being in the movie. So allegedly, they filmed Whoopi's scene as the midwife to Celie without even Oprah knowing that she would be a midwife. And then after the movie premiered, here come Oprah out. Well, I was going to do an extra part too, but I thought it would be too distracting because I was thinking about being at Sophia's wedding, but I thought it would be too distracting to have me standing back there. And plus, it was the middle of COVID, so who wanted to be trapped in the church all that time, all day in the middle of COVID? Well, obviously, you thought your actors and actresses were, Oprah. So why? Prior to you being surprised that Whoopi allegedly being surprised that Whoopi was in the movie, that you came out and all of a sudden you talked about how you could have been an extra in your own movie too. Like, bitch, go sit down. It don't
Girl,
make
ain't
no
no
sense.
check for you. Shut up, Oprah. Ain't nobody checking for your funky ass. She need to stop it. You don't even act that damn well.
And
I can't even
look,
get mad at Oprah because Oprah been doing it. You know, when a person does something for so long, I tell your kids, you do something for so long, you get accustomed to it. It's just like getting up in the morning, going straight to the bathroom. It just comes natural. Oprah done
like,
done this stuff for so long, it come natural to her being low down.
and let me tell you how bad of an actress that Oprah really is. Like it grinds my gears every time in this part in The Color Purple. I every time this part of The Color Purple come on, and I was like, look, this bitch can't even just lay down and fucking act. Remember when she got knocked in the head by that cop? And she fell out on the ground. Like, bitch, we know you got fat thighs, bitch. Then a gust of wind just so suddenly blew her dress up, and then you see her hand go to pull her dress down. I was like, bitch, you supposed to be passed out. Why? How you so self-conscious, bitch? We know you got old big old fat thighs. Ain't nobody seen that fat cat because them thighs are heaved up over the cat, bitch. You covered.
It's one thing. I don't know if he was I don't know if he was the first Spider-Man or he. It's something in all the Marvel. I hope it's Marvel. All the Marvel movies, Thor and Spider-Man and the other ones. You always Superman versus Batman and stuff. You always see that old man in every damn movie doing some kind of cameo. They should have had Oprah. I tell you, they should have had Oprah in there. They should have had Misty in there. He's still alive. They should have had the white woman in there if she was still alive. You could have had them people in there doing some kind of small cameo just to add some flavor into it. But Child Oprah though, Child Oprah is a mess.
Oprah acted as if this movie was all about her. It was just overkill. This press tour was like so cringeworthy. It was so cringy with her with this, oh shit, and I remember, and I wanted this so bad, and I like, oh yeah, I wanted it so bad. I told my agents don't negotiate. Like, you guys should want it as badly as my ass wanted it, who ain't never been an actress before, who had it hand delivered to me on a plate. But these people have worked their craft most of their adult life, so we understand that you was hungry and grubby for it. But see, these people do this for a living. You still had your talk show if you didn't get this, and you was getting money from that. So let's not compare apples to oranges like they should be so grubby and greedy to get this part. They ain't got no talk show to fall back on. So like, she feel like it's okay because she was so hungry for it that she thought that they offered her $35,000, and her agent, she said, wanted to go and counter with $50,000, and she said no, don't do it, because she was scared that they wouldn't use her.
Well, Miss Monica, let me ask you a question. Not trying to change the subject, but just if you can answer this, because you do a lot of research. I like listening to you and your commentary on a lot of stuff, because you're gonna make sure you're gonna have your facts. Have you ever heard of any disgruntledness or any discrepancies or disparities dealing with Denzel Washington? I'm just gonna say Denzel because I can't even think of nobody. Well, maybe now I was gonna say Angela Bassett, but I'm trying to think of one of these the A-listed black actors. I don't never hear anything going on about Denzel Washington, Angela Bassett.
No, I heard Denzel. I heard that Denzel just got rid of his side piece of 20-something years, but that's all I heard about him.
He just got tired and he had to go get him a newer model. That's all. He needed a newer model.
Yeah.
The warranty had worn out on that.
She got some miles on her. That's all I heard about. I ain't never heard anything about contractually on the set and all of this type of stuff. So I think that it's really jacked up that they, put that out after Monique had won her Oscar, and the world should have been hers, that they put out, oh, she's difficult to work with. They wanted her to go to Cannes, to go to Europe and promote this film after she had promoted it here in the United States. It had already been out in the United States, but they didn't even want to buy her plane ticket, buy her clothes, get her hotel, get her food. They wanted it to be all on her dime, and they only paid her $50,000 to be in the movie.
And they know how we is. We got that money spent before we even got it. That money was already allocated toward bills.
$50,000. What a $50,000. Now, then after she said no, then she's difficult to work with. She'll give you a hard time on the set. Girl, bye. This is what this is
It all
about.
in.
Let's understand that they blackballed her for 13 years. And then Lee Daniels, you don't get no accolades because you sitting up there, oh, well, I just want to apologize. Too little, too late. What did she lose in all that time while y'all lying on her, maligning her name and her reputation? Like, you can't
You
get that back.
you
13
know they tried
years?
to get her. They tried to get her with that movie Almost Christmas. In that movie, I loved her in that one because I promise you, she acted like somebody auntie. But they said she was difficult in that movie, and it's like, why is it we have never heard? And Monique done a whole lot of stuff. Seems like you would hear about her being difficult on comedy tours and stuff because she did a lot of them. I've never read anything or heard anything about her being difficult on comedy tours and everything, but the minute she call you out, you want to jump ahead of the ball and talk about she this, that, and other. Why? Because she's a black woman and she's very boisterous. Because that's the only reason why I can see that you trying to jump ahead of her and say she can't work with her. Which I say all black women can't are allowed. Because I'm talking to you about my money, but you
That's
ain't gonna go
Now,
work nowhere for free.
in
now
white.
Diana Duncan said Denzel
in-
just talked about how Hollywood treats black actors. Can you expound on what he had to say about that? Yeah, I'm
But how
interested.
has he been treated? Because I can say, hey, they just do Ronnie Q wrong, but hell, they probably treat me good. Because I'm not saying nothing against you, Ronnie Q, because they know I'm not going for it. So I can understand him saying Hollywood. Everybody speaks that same big umbrella. Hollywood treats black actors. But how have you been treated? What is the formula that you have used? Maybe not saying that he need to do it, but maybe you can kind of pass it along to your brothers and sisters. Because it seems like you, Danny Glover, Samuel L. Jackson. They say he did act a little fool in the beginning, but y'all are up there. Maybe it's what are y'all doing that's is working all right for y'all that everybody else is having a hard time.
And then I saw somebody, who was that? I think it was who was that? It was either regarding the Cat Williams thing. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
somebody
I'm
said,
sorry. Can you go back on that message? I couldn't think of it. You just put it up there. That person, he did he made the Marvel. I thought he played in it, but I know you always every Marvel movie, you always see him doing some kind of cameo. Now that's what I'm talking about. They gonna pay homage to that man, and I bet you getting paid a
mhm,
pretty penny for that, for doing them
yeah,
cameos. That's what I was talking about.
I
I
think,
just happened to look up and
but
saw
they
that. I'm
said he
sorry.
passed away. They said R.I.P. to him.
Oh, oh wow. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
that's what
promise
it
you,
was
it was
saying.
like every movie because I love the movies. I always go back and Google and research. I'm like, okay, but he's in every movie until he passed away. Some kind of cameo. They should have did that, knowing that The Color Purple, how big it was. And then number two, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get off here. I really wish people would stop saying that. Oh, you should to read the book. Did you read the book? Did you read it? Everybody don't read books before they go watch the movie.
Well, I did
Everybody
read the
does.
book, and the book is good. The book was so
Yeah,
much
but
better
see,
than even the
everybody don't
first
do that.
movie.
But everybody doesn't do that. And then when you say that, you mention something such, and people just want to jump down on you. Should have read. You mean tell me you didn't read the book? This movie came out in 1983, 84, right along with Purple Rain. Hell, I was a teenager in junior high when I went and saw it. I mean, and that was like the first and the last time, but I still remember Color Purple. I hadn't seen Color Purple once, but I remember every scene in it because it was a good movie. Everybody don't read the books. Everybody hadn't seen The Color Purple. So if individuals are out here shell shocked about the shit they see in the damn movie, don't jump down on the people because the people don't know. Educate them. A lot of people didn't know, hey, this was a gay woman that wrote the book.
Exactly. A lot of people don't even know that Alice Walker was a lesbian. They have no idea. That's true.
Oh, but they quick to say you should have read the book, you should read. And that's like I said, my friends
That's
and
the
you see
comment.
stuff online, and it's
There's
crazy.
a comment. Stanley, comic inventor of Marvel, always made appearances in Marvel movies. Rest in peace,
Yes,
Stanley.
he did, and I've always thought that's paying homage to somebody for greatness. Like I said, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
how you feel about Mister, because a lot of us hated Mister and still hated Mister, and you still pay get the white woman if she alive, have her pay a little. I mean, because all of them individuals, everybody, well, it might not be everybody. We all use their sayings today, and that movie almost 30 years old. Any more
Go
letters
get Miss
come?
Millie.
I mean, we just going down
Go
the
get
line.
Miss Millie.
Ronnie Q, you tripping.
Where Miss Millie at? You want to be
See,
my maid? You want to
see,
be my maid?
that would have added to it. To me, that would have added to it so much if they had just had them in there and did a little cameo or something. They're like, you take something and you just, this is a money grab. This wasn't nothing to pay homage or nothing to somebody because the movie
I
was not
agree.
even a musical. I understand musicals, but everybody do not like musicals, and it's just
Well,
I think. Mm.
yeah, okay. He said they decided if any black movies would get nominated for anything. He said that they look at black movies in different ways and when nominated a lot when nominated, a lot don't even win. Oh, of course, yeah, a lot don't win. So they weigh heavily on it must be worthy of a nomination, or we just can't make a movie for them to go to. It has to be something noteworthy or gonna bring us a nomination. We have to have a reason to make this black movie. I see what you're saying. So that's she's saying
So they had
Denzel
to make a
Washington.
movie about a whole lot of shucking and jiving, basically what they're saying. Training Day wasn't
Well,
shucking and jiving. I mean,
but that's what she's saying. Denzel Washington is saying.
chill, bad. And man, you hear me say Training Day? I didn't even know you were talking about Denzel Washington. I'm like, Training Day
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
no. That's corrupt cops. Now I wonder if they did a reboot of Training Day, how well that'll make it in this day, in this era that we in now. Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I don't see all of Denzel Washington's movie being Oscar worthy. Oh, yeah, no, I love me some Denzel Washington though, but forget you. I've sent to call you Paulette. Excuse me, Diva One. Don't you do Denzel? Don't you do it?
No, I'm
He
not
just
knocking him because he's a good actor, but like I said, maybe it's somewhere I read also that he's very selective and he's very stern about his contracts and the movies that he make, and he don't take everything and this, that, and the other. He wasn't kissing white folks and all that in the mouth and stuff. So I mean, it's like,
That's not
okay, maybe
true.
y'all.
I don't know why people keep I don't know why people keep saying that because he did kiss that white woman in the mouth in Malcolm X of all movies, and people say, "Well, Denzel he never kissed." In the most black militant movie is when he was kissing that white woman all in his mouth. So why do people believe that? And who came up with that? I never heard him say that out of his mouth. I heard
I
that to be
wonder the
repeated that
same
he
thing.
said
They
it.
going back to that old movie. I can't think of the name of it, but it's an old movie around about the 80 sometime with that white woman and Julia Robinson. I think that's who it was, the actor was. They going back to that, but the hell they ain't went up some to, like you said, the Malcolm X damn movie was in there that damn. You better say something, Ronnie Q. But it's just like I
Yeah,
said, I just listened to
I said he couldn't have said that because he was no, so I've never know. I've heard that statement accredited to him, but I don't believe it.
I saw an interview that he did years ago, and it was after a movie that he did. He made an agreement or a pact with his wife that he would no longer do love scenes with white women
it
because
was after the movie with him and Julia Robinson in it. But fast forwarded, like Ronnie Q said, to Malcolm X movie, boom, another white woman. It was I believe it was just because Julia Robinson was the pure white innocent little girl at the time that why it was such a big ordeal made about it. But it came from I can't think of the name of the movie. Somebody out there know it, but the movie he did with Julia Robinson, it's like an old movie.
they did a movie called The Pelican Brief before.
The
There you
Pelican
go. That's
Brief.
it. That's it. I knew I couldn't call the name of it, but I knew who the woman was. And like I said, maybe it was because of Julia Robinson at the time. She was the pure innocent one, but they made a big deal about him kissing that damn woman.
Julia Roberts is a snake ass bitch, and that's probably why his wife didn't want him to have anything to do with her because that's the type of woman that she is. She's also one of those what's that reporter's name that tried to hit on him, and he told her in so many words, "No, thank you." She got
But
mad.
didn't his wife have a hard time with Whitney Houston when they played the? I'm gonna check his car. When he played that movie with the preacher's wife, didn't she kind of have a
I
hard
don't know.
some words or something about that one too? I just think his wife wasn't
I
going.
don't know. No, she
I
wasn't
don't.
going. Just like Samuel L. Jackson's wife, she ain't going. I'm gonna be right
I
here.
know.
Just like Ice Cube wife, she ain't
Uh,
going. Right here. Just like DJ Quick wife, she ain't going. I'm gonna be right here. Just like Snoop Dogg wife, she ain't going. Right here. Why should they go? Shit.
Don't forget Savannah, LeBron James' wife, because she definitely ain't going.
She ain't going. And we can look we can say this about, I mean, that's across the board. It ain't just black actors, it's men, period. Look at Michael Douglas' wife, she wasn't going for a long time. Was Kevin Costner's wife, she wasn't going for a long time. I mean, they endured, and then if it was finally, they was like, you ain't going, but I'm gonna go. And it cost them, it cost them a lot. Kevin Costner was like the first highest divorce, and then here come Michael Douglas, and who topped him. Because I mean, you cannot go, but they can turn around and go, but it's gonna cost them. So it's two ways out. You leave, or you leave me some money. So
Point blank and period.
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess they okay with it. I mean, shit, like hey, all I know is look, Truth and Reason. We gonna fight. I'm gonna block you, Truth and Reason. That's my Denzel. Well, honestly, I don't know what any of them do. If you ask me, only people exposed are the people who want to be. Yeah, because there's no reason to. It's no reason. I agree with you on that.
So, choke you, Ronnie Q. I know you over there to my right, but Denzel is mine, honey. Sorry, not sorry.
Diva One, what you say? What happened to her?
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I didn't say.
I dropped you down, Amelia. I was like, Diva One, what you say?
Oh, that probably me. You know what? I'm finna get out here. I have enjoyed this. I gotta get this car packed up and stuff. I thought my car had picked up the phone and get this girl up this highway. But running, I really.
Oh, you graduated?
Hmm?
You graduated? I just saw your
Oh,
name. You
I
graduated?
graduated. I graduated last month on the 16th, and I started graduate class this
Congratulations.
Sunday. Thank you, man. It was a
Oh, I didn't.
it was a rough one. I had to look. I'm telling you, I didn't tell nobody about it. I did not know I was going to actually graduate until the Thursday before the ceremony. I
Oh,
did
well,
not know.
hey, you made it.
Yes, Lord.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Yes, ma'am. Now I got to take this girl and get her back up here because they got a basketball game. They got supposed to be performing it tonight. And I'm like, y'all knew this in the beginning. When y'all sit here and sent these kids home, y'all should have sent them a message. Now his parents
How
got to
long
rush
of
up the road to get them back.
a drive do you have?
It's I gotta be good because it's after holiday. 3 hours.
Oh,
3
okay.
hours up there, and then gotta get here and get back because it's like 3 sundown towns I gotta go through.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people don't believe in them. They don't believe to say there's sundown
They,
towns right here. I'm like, yes, Lord,
they
we still
still
got them
up and
sundown
going.
towns.
Yeah, you sure
Yes, Lord,
do.
and be waiting on you. But I have
Yep.
enjoyed this. I'm glad that we didn't sit here. Like I said, I've been wanting to discuss this one because a lot of stuff. I mean, I commend Oprah. Yes, she a black woman, but just because she my color don't mean she my kind. And she
Okay.
ain't never
Mhm.
acted like one of us. I'm sorry. She ain't never.
All right.
Ever.
Yep.
But
All
y'all
right.
have a
So
blessed
thank
one,
you.
and I'll see y'all here on the streets.
All right,
Congratulations.
you too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
Drive safe.
they said that's the 20-year relationship, Choreo Lover. That's the 20-year relationship that I was referencing. That is the rumor that I heard, that it was a 20-year relationship. I don't know if you guys remember when there was a talk about Beyonce being mad at her because she walked up to her and bit her on the lip. Uh, she walked up to Beyonce and bit Beyonce on the lip. And they said during that period, she was like really spiraling and that acting strangely and, partying real hard. So they said that was the period when that relationship was over with. So those are the rumors. That's all
But
I
I
know.
thought now was married to Antoine Fuqua.
No, that was no. She's never been married.
Oh.
Who was married to Antoine Fuqua? That was Leela Rashawn, wasn't it?
Okay, that's Leela Rashawn. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Well, I'm gonna
yeah,
get that.
yeah, she bit Beyonce on the lip. Like, at a party, I guess trying to do her just best Jada Pinkett Smith impersonation. How it is, whatever. But yeah.
That's
I well, thank you for coming up, Amalia.
Oh,
I had a
yeah, I
great
enjoyed
conversation with you.
I always like talking to you. I think you are a brilliant woman. I really do. Yeah.
All right, you as well. All right,
Thank
have
you.
a good day, and I'll see you in the YouTube streets.
Righty. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I heard that name before. Yeah, Leela Roshan is Fuqua's wife. So, or I think they're divorced now. Okay. Well, shoot, we had a good conversation, you guys. I really appreciate you for coming out and spending a little time with me. I want to end the live with saying that everything you heard here is alleged, and it is our opinion and views and opinions expressed on this show and channel are not those of the guests and are those of the guests and do not necessarily represent and reflect the views of the channel holder, even if the channel holder said these things. These are just empty thoughts and opinions. And Oprah, if Tyler, anybody I discuss, you can cash up $ Ronnie Q. Okay, so I had to make sure I put my disclaimer out there, and I thank you guys for being here, and thank you, Connie. Thank you, T Velocity. Thank you all, and I would definitely see you guys on the YouTube streets. I hope you have a great Sunday. And I wonder if Sassy going live today. I wonder if Hoes with Hearts. I wonder if Hoes with Hearts is going live today. Can you let us know, Hoes with Heart, if you're going live today? All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.